hold on a second. I gotta find it.
So, talked about it already, but just as like kind of setting expectations, this will be very mushy, right? Because I'm going to focus on one person, and they're going to kind of go over like, yeah, I think my character will do this, this, and this, and we might RP out some scenes that I think have importance. For some of you, you'll have very curated scenes that I have, something probably dealing with your stories and such, and what we're seeing going forward. But like we finished with Samaris's 1 year. Some things that we discuss might change because once we start hearing what everyone else is doing, we'll step back in time so Samaris can join Shion on her archaeology because it's now Rich's turn, So I don't think you guys care, but it will be mushy. But then by the end of it, we'll have figured out exactly how the narrative went, especially with some of you guys traveling across, literal other planes and across the world of Exandria. We'll be kind of all over the place. Any questions? Yeah, so you guys will, so you guys will tell me, right? So you've all told me, like, I think I'll do this, I'll do this, I'll do this. But you are the ones who are going to guide it, right? And then, you've given me everything to kind of think about and stew on in the background, but a lot of it's just going to be us improving out what that looks like, or like the coffee shop, for instance, right? We're going to talk about that, what that looks like, what the name of it, et cetera. And then, but I'm just going to be, reacting what you guys tell me, asking questions, clarifying questions, giving you ideas, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Cool. All right. Archie Lawrence 1. Archie.
Huh?
Okay, I can do this without your guys' names there. Ishka Lauren 2. I almost called you Archie Ishka. Actually, I think I'm gonna have to. I love these names, but my brain, I know I talk about it every time. If we can get everyone's names back to their actual character names. You can hear my brain malfunctioning as I'm looking at Lauren Ishka's icon and trying to say her name. I'm like,
these are just her names now.
Yeah.
Shion is now her new government name is first one here.
That's fair. You have now attained the title first one here. Congratulations, Shion. But yeah, we're going to have Archie Lauren 1, Ishka 2, Shion 3, Samaris 4, and before he changes it, Caleb 5. And I'm going to roll to see who goes first.
I forgot my number already.
I don't know. Wait, am I 2?
Wait.
You're 1, and I'm 2.
That's why.
Okay.
It's /R and D5.
Yep, we just figured all that out.
I was just in the wrong one.
But I'm 4, right?
One of the juicy ones first. Caleb. And by extension, right, a lot of you, well, sorry, I'm also already jumping around my own brain. I've got some stuff to set the tones and whatnot, but Caleb, you'll be going first. And by extension, Lauren, Ishka, you guys have so much tied together. It's up to you how much the two of you want to discuss what you're doing together, just Caleb, just you. But we'll start with the two of you with the greater arc. But something I usually don't do, I think might be a nice starting point here, right? So recap. You saved the world in no sense. Well, you stopped the world from being destroyed inadvertently as you had traveled all the way to Ankarel across the world on a quest to find this mysterious figure, Elixion, who seemed to be trapped and chained up somewhere. He ended up being a lost hero of the calamity, the fight between good and bad gods. And he was on the good side, but as we learned, he had a very traumatic past going through all that. He was also cursed by Ruidus, the Red Moon. But you finally made it to him and helped him kind of go through his emotional and mental hurts as you fought him. I want to highlight that you guys should always thank Charlie Caleb for taking a moment and being the one person to go, no, you can't leave, because I mentioned at the time, but the book was literally like, if they let him to go, he's going to destroy the world, or like he's going to burn cities to the ground. Like the angry Elixian was going to be released as like a pseudo god, a demigod, and he was going to start wreaking havoc. So it got pretty close there. Not to detract too much. A part of that, don't beat yourselves up too much because of how much I adapted Archie's story into that. There was supposed to be a phase where you guys start to get to know the angry Elixian side and some of the throwbacks. I kind of got lost in the sauce for me, so I did fail you in not preparing you for that like side of him, right? But still, all that said, Charlie, Caleb taking the moment to say no, and then having to confront him, save the world in some ways.
In fairness, there was half-price drinks at the Boot and Scoot, so we were distracted.
Right, 100%. But you, at the end, you saved Elixian. You saved Archie by curing him and removing him from his prison in the Netherdeep, a realm of his own creation of emotions after he was defeated, after he sacrificed himself against a god. And you made it back out. And all the Iridium's gone. Archie's cured. You have old man Elixian. Echo himself, a fragment that kind of grew out of Elixian in the Netherdeep, had also emerged out. So when we left off, we were literally like essentially standing in the streets going, oh, we did it, in Ank'Harel. What I'm thinking, and this doesn't have to be hard cut, but I'm thinking of going ahead and stepping forward a little bit in time, and what I think would be a nice opening scene, which would be the grand, or maybe not the grand opening, but for those who do in the coffee shop, you have purchased or you have acquired, and we'll discuss all that, a coffee shop. And I think in Ank'Harel, I know you guys probably kicked around a lot of different ideas. Is that something you're still settled on?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely something Shion would have done, and probably couldn't do it on her own.
Mm-hmm. I knew you asked me how much, Rich, right? So one thing I want to do with that is that one day you get a mysterious note from a mysterious benefactor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I say mysterious, but it's a very unexpected mysterious note. The literal guards of the city reach out to you, so you can start like kind of connecting, like, oh, who sent this? But it's a monetary reward from the leader of Ank'Harel, Jamal Rossor. I definitely didn't get his name right. But essentially what I like to do for simplicity here, you get a monetary reward that will cover the cost of the coffee shop. You could even say it's like, he gave you and bequeathed it to you. But in my opinion, I don't want you guys to spend money on the coffee shop of your hard-earned cash. So I like narratively, you got enough to purchase the coffee shop. And I've already started to put some improvements into it. And in my opinion, I like the idea that we're standing outside of this coffee shop with all of its hopes and dreams of the future. And this might be the moment, for instance, where Caleb, Ishka, or Samaris, or all of you might be going, well, you guys are starting this up. I think it's time for us to leave. So that's what I'm kind of imagining. Does that sound okay to everyone? Does that sound like a nice little starting point?
Yep.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Caleb, Ishka, because a lot of the important questions are for you all. You guys, two of you okay with that kind of setup?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, in my opinion, Toro's here, questions here, Elixian, the collective is here as you are examining your new coffee shop. So, Shion, I think you're leading the way, but I believe am I remembering correctly that Shion wants to be the owner and operator, but Samaris and Archie, you guys are going to work there too in some capacity?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And so with seeing if he wants to. I believe the decision had been kind of made, was not going to get into an adventuring lifestyle.
Yeah.
And he was going to kind of be the manager when we were gone.
Yeah, let's have that conversation, because a part of him is looking for peace and quiet, right? And I remember feeling like he was going to be attracted to a temple, somewhere with reflection and trying to heal some of his. I know it's weird, but healing his relationship he had with the other gods, or not that he is a god, but he became a demigod. So he'll look for peace and quiet. So, Shion, roll me a persuasion check. I'm not going to say it's a high DC, but I do imagine Alexian might be like, man, I don't know if I can do food service. Like maybe that's too much for my old bones.
We were just going to let him live with us. We weren't going to have him.
Well, I mean, even then, right? Like if you guys stepped away and you want him to operate it, it's like, I do think that's an interesting question. Yeah.
Bad roll. 20.
No, that's not a bad roll. It wasn't a high DC.
It is.
I mean, for you it is, yeah.
Yeah,
but that is, that's enough that Alexian's like, you know what? Because maybe he's reflecting on the idea that, yes, I'm free and I want peace and quiet. But as we all know, he was a man of action when he was alive, right? He was go, go, go. So I think the idea of even just at least a managing side of things of the shop while you're gone. So he agrees to that kind of aspect in the long run.
Like I have this vision in my head, like when Lauren came up with like Alexian and like Echo could stay there as well, like in the little living space upstairs. I had this vision in my head, like every day, like Shion would like make him like tea and stuff, and like either bring it up to him, or he would have a seat that was always his seat, maybe looking out over the city, like. Either outside or up on the balcony upstairs, and like it would kind of just be the routine that one of them would bring his tea to him. That's just a romanticized thought that popped into my head right away.
I like that scene a lot. He's agreed to stay. I think he would love in this new world. He just came out of prison after a lifetime sentence. It's like, what is this world? So I think you providing a place of stability for him, he would really latch onto that. One clarifying question, is Shion the sole owner, or is it going to be Shion, Archie, Samaris, and by extension, Ishka, Caleb? I know what you guys have talked about. Are you all collectively owners? Like, how does that working?
I mean, I guess we never talked to Lauren 1 and Charlie about it, but like the initial thought was she was the owner, and the others pitched in, and like they all decided they were going to live together and run it together. But I'm also very fine with we are co-owners.
Anybody have any input on that?
Yeah,
Samaris is unionizing. No, I'm just
and like the vision of it was that, like we joked about, there's just a small little room in the back where Ishka, when she's around, has little like gambling tournaments.
Yes.
Yeah, and then I guess the idea was that Shion was like the main operator, but she also left when she leaves to go on her other stuff that she does full time. The others, if they don't go with her, like run it, and then like when they're all gone, Echo would be like the person who runs it and has
is that what Echo does? Lauren, Archie?
Yeah, for the most part he sticks around Alexian. He's also interested in like how this world operates, and he would like to get in there and do something kind of mundane, feel like a normal person.
Yeah, so even though he's like a martial version of him, he's going also kind of, I'm going to chill. I'm going to kind of reel in, that feeling and try and see what life has to offer beyond just the martial instincts of old Alexian.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. If anything, I actually think Echo might be the better manager. That's just me speaking out loud. I'm not saying that's what the case is.
Oh, he probably definitely would be because
he represented kind of that commanding presence of him, the leader.
Mm-hmm.
So do you guys like the idea of Echo maybe being more of the manager when you're gone? Because I thought Echo might be traveling and venturing in his own right, but if he's there, I feel like he might be a good fit for manager.
Oh yeah, that was the whole idea, is that when they are gone, Echo runs the place, and we pay him his percentage and stuff like that and everything.
What's the name of your coffee shop?
Oh man, we didn't think about that.
I
Did
know we did it.
You didn't come up with a name?
No.
my goodness. I thought you guys were
Wow.
coming on
Time.
rap for some
This-
grand
Bean and
reveal.
bastard.
What'd you say, Megan?
Hold on.
Bean and bastard, or bastard and bean.
Yeah.
I can't decide.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
No, hold on, man. No.
Kind of. I like bean and bastard because I feel like the bastard beans would be your own like small roast.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Featuring the bastard bean.
The bastard bean.
Yeah. I think the bean and the bastard's a good idea. That's a good one. Kind of links it to the ship and stuff and whatnot. I would hope that like once it's fully up and running that it's pretty popular because I'm gonna guess everybody in the city knows who we are and what we did by eventually.
So why don't you do the where you get the coffee beans, like maybe from Barovia beans?
Ooh,
Coffee
that's an
beans
interesting conversation because we're going to take a peek at what Barovia's trade looks like. Just for your
They're
own
probably
benefit.
shade grown coffee.
I'm not opposed to it, but I think that's just a very interesting side note. Charlie.
Did I tell you about? I was wanting some kind of trade route, or did I just think of that and didn't?
You might
write
have thought of
down?
it. I'm not opposed by it, but it's funny because when I, not trying to spoil too much of what we built, but the Vistani, I think, is that their name, right? The
Yes, the Vistani.
yeah, the traveling folk who, in my opinion, they're in charge of trade in and out of Barovia. So just letting you know, like I took that idea from it, and that's what it grew into. So I kind of like the idea. If you want to explore the idea of you thinking you, Calum, and the bastard, and by extension Ishka, and whenever she wants to, might be bringing Barovian beans back.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I like that. It gives you a good excuse to like check in and visit them every once in a while too.
These are beans digested by a human that's now dead.
Oh god.
Undead
What do they
human.
say in campaign 2? Dead people tea, dead people coffee.
Oh yeah.
So the one thing to note though is the reality of that coming from Barovia is that it's expensive, right? The in and out of being able to afford a ship that can do that and get out, like this is exotic. So I don't know if you guys are imagining a cozy little shop, but unless Calum's giving it to you all at an extreme, like almost lost to himself, like this is gonna be expensive coffee, really unique, fun coffee. Like we could even decide like, oh, is it dead people coffee? Do people drink it and like you see into the ethereal if you drink too much of it? You know, like it could have some really crazy effects.
Well,
I guess
people
my
drink-
thought was, oh wait, I'm sorry.
Well, people drink beans from a animal's shit.
For monkeys, so
Yeah.
and
So
it's the most expensive coffee in the world.
Oh, I
Yep.
didn't know that one. That's fun.
so maybe
Yeah,
make
that's
it
a legit
special.
thing.
Maybe make it a special coffee, like special in season.
Like yeah, seasonal. Yeah, I kind of had the vision that you know, it probably had some notoriety because of it being owned by us, but it was kind of like just a quaint, like casual place. You know, that wasn't like all flashy and stuff like that, and
All right, so we've set on the bean and bastard, and
Yep.
we have the bastard bean. We have the bastard bean of Barovia
A bastard bean in Barovia.
as the like specialty brew that that's one like linchpin of like we have this thing you can't get anywhere else, literally from another plane. Come drink your coffee and look into the world of the dead. You could not saying you guys need to do that, but I'm just spouting. So you're all standing outside. Maybe the new painted sign, the Bean and Bastard, is on the shop. You're still getting some equipment in and all that. And you're kind of reflecting on everything. And
Yon throws her hands in the air and just screams in excitement and runs in.
you guys hear a familiar voice coming down the street. And this is where I'm going to be putting my new idea, Mother. Right over here. Yep. I've been saving up, and you know that I've been wanting to get out of the university. And you guys see Prolix walking down the street direction with his mother and a little boy. Also, it looks like a little miniature version of Prolix. Are kind of walking up, and he sees you all. He's like, "What are you doing here?" Ignore them. But then Archie, his mother stops, and the little boy goes, "It's White Fang! It's White Fang!" And Prolix just goes, "Oh gods, no! Oh no!" And they kind of come running over to you, and the mom, kind of walks over the little sensual movement or whatever. It's like, "Oh, it's a White Fang." Prolix is like, "No, no, 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 not in front of me. What are you doing here? Shoot!"
Oh, Prolix! What's up, man? Oh, and Prolix's mother. How do you do?
It's doing good, White Fang. We haven't seen you in the ring lately. Yeah. Everyone's been talking about this new guy, this little miniature minotaur. His game's Wreck. He's really cool, but they say that he's like cooler than you, but I don't think he's cooler as you because you beat up that guy with the falling wings. And
I've been a little preoccupied lately, but don't you worry. I'll get right back in the ring as soon as I can.
Oh, yes. What are y'all doing here?
What are you doing here?
Showing my family where I'm going to be opening up my new salad bar.
Kim comes like skipping out. She's like, "I love this place so much," and she just like hugs Ishka awkwardly, like just like one of those big bear hugs.
There's been a bit of an incident in the university grounds, and some of the research is drying up very quickly. So I am using it as an opportunity to try to do something new. And I've been wanting to do my own little restaurant business, so I'm out of the university game.
Oh, okay, I see. What a coincidence. We're just opening up a coffee shop right here, actually, next door.
No, you're not.
Shion?
She will kind of like smile and smirk at him and be like, "Welcome to the Bean and Bastard. We're not fully running yet, but we could probably get you a nice cup of tea or coffee of your choice."
You see Prolix like processing this information. But did you already sign your paperwork?
Oh yes, this is bought and paid. This is bought and paid for
By the city, I might add.
They were very generous.
Some of us have to work hard for our cash. We're not just handed to us, Archie.
I know, and some of us saved the world while your people were trying to destroy it by using it. Ah, shit, the price just went up, Prolix. I'm sorry. New Shion's a bit sassy, by the way.
I can get out of this contract. I'm not going to build this here. I'm not going to build this here. We can do it somewhere else. City's big. This city's big. I can break the contract. I need to talk to my lawyer.
We're so mean to him.
I definitely pulled inspiration from Bob's Burgers. I wanted you guys to have a rival across the street.
Yeah.
Long story short, over the next year, Prolix is locked in, and the Hot Garden opens up across his trendy salad and all healthy establishment that has like special spices for their salads and stuff like that.
Yes.
If we were gonna,
He would open a fucking Sweet Green.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, right. And I was thinking of if we we're doing the complete 1 year tonight. I was like, we're gonna do like some sort of weird rivalry one shot between the coffee shop and Prolix and Hot Garden.
Yes, I love it.
But
I will instruct Ishka and like Charlie and they're going back and forth to do whatever they have to thin his supply line.
Sabotage it.
Now I'm imagining there's these poor freaking vegan farmers out in the middle of nowhere, and all of a sudden Caitlin's gonna come portaling in on the back of the flying bastard with these cannons and shit, and it's gonna start blowing up vegan farms around.
Well, or purchasing the product, and then the Misfits become the greatest wholesaler of what Prolix needs.
True.
I'll say that you told Calum to disrupt his stuff, and that's up to Calum and Ishka how the two of them want to go about that.
Or you could just buy the just the whole supply chain so we can own everything.
We own the farm.
Yeah, we own the farms.
Shit, that's funny. We're terrible people.
Eventually, Prolix and his family walks away, and you just hear him grumbling about contracts and lawyers.
Sucks to suck.
So we're kind of back with Xion running out and being very excited and about the. So this is your all your scenes for partings and general vibe checks for each other, if you want.
Well, Calum, I want to say I hate to see you go, but then I'd be lying.
Okay.
Did you just say something nice to him?
Mm-hmm. That's what I heard.
I'm turning over a new leaf. I'm a new man. I'm trying.
You just became a new man.
Samaras, I don't think that's Archie. I need you to follow him. And then
On it, boss.
she giggles.
I think it's a changeling.
All right, just because I said one thing that was nice doesn't mean that there's something wrong.
Well, I also caught you shaving your one beard hair this morning, and that was a trip to watch. So,
Samaras, I told you not to tell anybody about that, right?
oh, I have already told all of them before you woke up. Itchbowl, yeah.
Fine. That's all right. Yeah, maybe I should just tell them that I've caught you sleeping with your precious daggers multiple times. Yeah, mumbling in your sleep how much you love them. It's kind of weird.
Hey, that's not
That's
weird.
nothing new.
I sleep with.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a secret.
Yeah, I sleep with my
like-
gun. Ishka, do you sleep with your glaive?
No, but I will now.
Hell yeah! Welcome to the club. See, it's not weird, Archie.
Archie, would you rather my daggers be in your bed?
Oh,
Yeah.
No.
That's what I thought.
That reminds me, we have to talk about etiquette with customers at some point.
What is this etiquette you speak of?
just snarl at him.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that, but like threatening customers is never good for business. I
Don't-
think I've actually never done this.
That
Don't be
lady was
sniffing.
being very rude to me. Okay?
Yeah,
Well,
I don't
then-
want to say she deserved to have me hold the dagger up to her throat, but she deserved to have me hold the dagger up to her throat.
She did. I saw the whole thing.
We pay you more?
And she's probably gonna go give us one on Corel star, and then we're gonna have to deal with that. Next time, just kill her.
Mm.
I'm
Okay.
kidding. Don't do it.
What, Xion? Samara
Don't-
started
don't-
walking away. Kill the customers. Gotcha.
Just for everyone's benefit, as we see, we've already are transitioning into the future. As you guys are having a conversation, what it would look like in the cafe, right? So I like to imagine as you guys are having this conversation, you hear some shouting and yelling coming out of the back, because your gambling game's getting a little rowdy.
That's so funny.
All right. Any parting words as we kind of rewind that scene a little bit?
I would definitely tell Caleb that if they run into. Did we have sending stones? We had sending stones, didn't we? At some point. Yeah, we
had
have
one with question.
Wait, question. Look, I would think we would buy like at least sending stones for like,
Mhm.
or a ring of sending or something, so that they could contact us, if they needed to.
It's fine. It's fine. We don't need it.
If we need something, let us know, honestly. And don't stay gone too long.
Wait, where are you guys going again?
Home.
Oh, okay. Yeah, to see your big daddy vampire dad.
You know who he is?
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna go home and see Daddy. See what else he has for inheritance, and see if there's any more people like Mallium out there that's gonna try to murk you guys and us.
Oh, that's something good to ask him for sure.
It should go well.
How long do you think you'll be gone? Not that I care.
I don't know. Long enough, I guess.
Alright, well, safe travels. See you later.
Yep. We have a lot of questions to ask. And
Ishka. So this again, time's very fluid right now. So as we're leading up to the depart of the group as everyone goes their separate ways for a bit or whenever they do that. This happened maybe a week or two ago. As you're in your sleep, dreaming, whatever dreams of Ishka looks like. A face appears to you in your dreams. A white porcelain mask, though, just a mask. There's no person, there's nothing. Above table, I don't remember how many times we've interacted with her, but it's the Raven Queen.
I was gonna say, didn't Wolfgar have a white porcelain mask?
Excuse me?
Yeah,
that's where my mind went right away, and then I was like, oh wait, he may be talking about the Raven Queen. Scared me, Nate.
Your time is coming soon. And I wish to speak to you. Find me in the lower city at the temple. And she fades away. Any questions or statements?
Nope. Just snoozing away.
So that's your context too for how you maybe be feeling as you depart. Would you like to say anything to your friends before you and Caleb get on ship?
I'm gonna miss you guys, but I have to go see someone.
Shannon starts crying and hugs you.
I'll be back. I promise.
Did we ever go get the tattoos? We talked about maybe having them get. That's your call. If we got them yet.
If you guys were thinking about something like getting just mundane matching tattoos, is that what we're talking about here? I 100% could be something you guys have already done.
Like 2 weeks ago, or 2 months ago, we joked about her and Shion getting matching tattoos of like intertwining black and white chains. It's up to you, Ishka, though, if we ever got them.
Yes, of course.
So my brain's imagining you like doing the whole like warrior clasp with your arms. I was half listening where you said it was, Rich. So I'm not saying this is what it is. I'm just tossing ideas out there. It's like when your arms are clasped, it looks like the chains like link up and match up pattern wise.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a good idea. I like that. I figured they'd be on the arms. I like the placement side.
You complete me. I'm just kidding. I know it's sister. Sister. All right. Any other departing last words before Calum and Ishka, as you are now probably all saying goodbye to them, as the two of them board the bastard and begin the dangerous journey back to Barovia, another plane.
Does Toro have anything to say?
Mistress Shion, Mistress Samaris, it has been a pleasure. Hopefully we will meet again in the future. Lord Archibald?
Yes, Toro.
A pleasure.
Don't miss me too much while you're gone.
Needs a tenor higher. Okay, he doesn't throw up. Lord Calum, as he kind of turns like, what? Can I finally get rid of that stash of cheesy puffs?
Yeah, we could throw it overboard somewhere.
Oh, thank God.
You fuckers.
Okay. Everything's looking much brighter now. I will miss you dearly, Lord Archibald. And he turns and goes back in his ship and get preparations done.
Archie glares.
I can imagine Caleb standing at the edge of the ship as it's flying off, looking down at Archie. Just flip him off. As it's flying off.
I love that finger, and then I'm going, again, as per usual, because I'm a little self-conscious now, I'm inserting this, but we don't have to do it. I'm going to begin with Archie roll a perception check.
Ooh. Perception.
Archie fails. I'll hold it up higher.
No! Damn
it. Caleb, how do you like the idea that as you go off and you're giving the finger next to you over the edge, because you know the view's a little from down below, the cannon comes rolling out for one last giant shot.
Yes.
From Toro.
You son of a bitch.
On the way.
I'm flipping him off. I flip him off. And as I flip off, as the cannon rolls up.
Maybe it's stuffed with the cheesy puffs.
The stinky cheesy puffs.
Yeah, whatever you want. You get you have complete control. I'm thinking a D20, maybe add a +6 to it against Archie's AC.
My God.
Just a D20?
Yeah, D20 add 6 against Archie's AC.
Oh.
Damn it.
It's always.
You
Wait, do I have inspiration?
Do you have inspiration? I don't know if it's on your list or not. If
no,
it's marked,
I don't have it marked.
Yeah. All right. So unfortunately, well, oh man, it is.
It's such a low roll, wouldn't it backfire?
It wasn't a natural one. I'm sorry. I want to be so cruel because I wanted it to happen so bad. I'm like, well, it was a surprise technically, so wouldn't you get advantage? But
go ahead, roll it again.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
Ooh, but that's still kind of 16 plus 6 is a 22.
Yeah.
Oh, you just hit me.
Thanks for being a good trooper, Archie.
Yeah,
so as you go out, Caleb, you do the finger, Toro rolls up, and then there's just you guys watch the rest of you. So there's an explosion of blast from the cannon, and as you all duck down, at first you're like, "Is that blood? What is on Arch?" And then you realize, no, it's just a whole bunch of old, rotten, cheesy puffs. So there's cheese powder all over Archie. It's very cartoony.
You guys hear particularly Kaylin probably just hears muffled cursing. You son of beep 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 beep.
There we go.
Muffled the last word. Yeah, it's like
kill him.
And the ship goes zoop.
And the bastard set sails. So the transition here is a little weird, right? And I haven't really set this completely in stone, so some of these details might change. But a long time ago, I've mentioned how these ships operate, and that is, and this is my own established lores and critical roles and Forgotten Realms. I just love this idea that the river Styx, this river of souls. When people die, they go down the river Styx. So therefore maybe they connect the planes. If someone's dying in the Feywild, they go in the river Styx. So therefore, river Styx connects all the planes in some way. So it's not that you can see the river Styx, but special ships. It might have been lost in the sauce. I don't remember if I mentioned it initially, but technically the Bastard is a silver ship because these specialized ships need hulls reinforced with silver to, ride the river of death worth souls and kind of keep the souls from overtaking the ship and dying. Right. So
I remember that. I think that's why we try to call it the Silver Bastard, and then it just ended up being the Bastard.
Okay.
Yep.
And so what you all see is as the Waystone is activated, because I'm going to give it one of the properties that it can then transition from the.
Hold on a
go
second.
ahead. Yeah.
Let's back up a little bit.
Yep.
Caleb eventually would go up to Samaris and ask Samaris if she needs the Waystone, or if he can possibly borrow the Waystone for future projects.
Megan, you're.
I'm muted. Sorry. Do you mean to take it with you to Barovia?
Correct.
Well, I would say yes. However, it might be very bad if, anyone else comes after me and I don't have it.
Well, you have Archie and Shion. Maybe they'll protect you more, but I was wanting to use it for maybe a future project. But it's up to you. You don't have to depart it if you feel uncomfortable. But I think something cool will come out of it.
Yeah, maybe let's keep it here, but, I don't know much about it. You can absolutely work on it when you get back.
Okay.
Yeah, she said, "Get your own."
Well, the ship already has one. That's what's operating the ship.
So why don't you just use that one?
And the ship won't be usable.
Well, when you're not using the ship.
But that's okay. You keep it. And, not a problem.
What projects are you thinking of?
Well, it is a surprise.
Caleb's surprise. That could go in so many directions.
Don't worry, I'm not turning the bastard into a giant penis flying in the sky.
I literally had those words in my mouth.
Well, but can you? Because that would be hilarious.
No, I have ideas. I do have ideas just in case something arises. And if someone would try to go for that Waystone, it would be very difficult than just to knock you out and take it. It'll be reinforced behind multiple functionalities with it.
Yeah. Maybe let's just wait on it, but I like the sound of that.
Okay. Not a problem. We can fast forward.
Awesome. So the portal opens up. Where are you at? Okay. So you see a portal open immediately in front of the ship, and the bastard goes through it, and the portal closes behind him. Let's talk about a little bit what you will experience, Ishka and Caleb. The traveling from, and your characters know this, the traveling from the material plane to Barovia via the River Styx is not immediate. You know, it takes its own time in its own way. Not forever, but, you know, it's still like a tradition, like we need to go sailing for a couple days to get to our destination. So the ship appears in what looks like a space starscape all around you. But the way I like to imagine it is that the River Styx looks like the colors of the Aurora Borealis. You know, these kind of vibrant greens and purples. And for my own lore, that's like if you see the Aurora Borealis in one of the games, you're like seeing the River Styx like peeking through the veil. And so you find your way on there. It is an unsettling trip depending on your capacity for it. But as you do sail, you're not attacked by any souls, but it is a pretty, instead of the crashing of waves, the endless crashing of waves on the ocean, it's the instant talk of voices, people going by. Like, I miss them. Sad and morbid as you go to the edge of the railing and look out, you can see souls of different races, sizes, all on their way to one place, Requiem, where all the dead go to be sorted out.
I would imagine seeing Wolfgar, and I'll flip him off too.
I like that. I'm totally fine with that. Eventually you see he's struggling. At some point, he manages, you see this form come up. It's like a cracked mask and a man underneath it, clinging to the railing, desperate. And then he sees you, and you flick him off. And then Toro with a broom sweeps him off. Down into the river. It's a silver broom.
Like it.
As you pass, there are certain strange markers marking different places in the different planes as you go past. And it's all very murky, right? How maybe it's different days as you go. Each time you travel. But eventually these, what you all have heard me mention in a couple different games, Vadium, these, it's called the God Diamond. They're impossible to shape, but they act as markers. And eventually you pass one showing you are now in the Shadowfell. And then, you know, not shortly after that, you pass a couple other ones because there's these little micro domains, these micro planes within the Shadowfell. Barovia and Ravenloft being one of many. But eventually, you come up to the one that's marked for Barovia. And the ship is ready to pass through. Hawk too. Oh my gosh. Hawk is still is the DBG, by the way.
Hell yeah.
You ready to pass through into Barovia?
Yep.
Okay.
You ready, Ishka?
Always ready.
Ooh, I like that.
I don't have the right music for this, but I'll try to still do something. What would be a good one for this? Do I have anything? Sorry, the tone of this scene is so unique. I don't know if I'll have anything for it, because everything I do is so somber.
I do really like the ones you have for the fight from the Queen album, whatever.
Well, unfortunately I don't want to play those too much, right? Because if I start playing that, it's gonna mute the stream and everything we're about to talk about.
Oh.
So just so you know, that's why I don't do a lot of music, because like that, because Twitch goes back and literally automatically through some sort of program mutes it. Like we did at Deadlands when we did the Western. I knew what I was doing, but I'm like, I have to have Johnny Cash for this ending. But I knew, like, if you go back and look, you'll see little red marks. I'm like, I guarantee that's when the Johnny Cash song was playing, you know?
Hell yeah.
All right.
I would think
so
the creepy piano music I do.
Well, it's funny you say creepy, because I 100% agree with that. But what I would, if you're okay with this, what I like the idea is essentially, as the ship appears, you immediately hear the curses and yells as a carriage comes flying through the air past you, drawn by skeletal horses and a skeleton driver. And as they yell at you and flick you off, if there was a New York City fantasy with angry taxi drivers, that's what you just experienced as the bastard appears in this scape where there's flying vehicles all around you of different shapes and sizes. Barovia is, and for all those who aren't aware of what we built, welcome to Barovia, Gothic City of Splinters. As this Barovia, it's buildings rising up, skyscrapers, sized buildings rising up into the darkness. And all around there's a mix of Gotham and Gothic. For those who are familiar with Eberron, it's like their major city, Sharn, I believe what it's called. It's a major city, major walkways going around from different places, and it goes down into the darkness. It's a city and around, and like, so you see the carriage, right, with the skeletons going by, but immediately behind them comes a steampunk balloon. You know, there's a magic punk vibe to everything around you. It's a city of technology, Gothic technology, what I like to call magic punk, not necessarily steampunk. And so you see, odd vehicles being powered by magic flying by. But that one on the back of it has what looks like young vampires in the back seat of this weird looking. I don't even know what I'm trying to say here. Like, what would some young vampires with a lot of money build, to fly around the city as a joyride? You're like, I don't know. Maybe it's a coffin, something that looks like a coffin. Is that okay, Charlie? That's kind of, you come in with the angry taxi driver skeleton, kind of passing by, like, get out of the way, you fucking idiots! We're not angry!
No, fuck you!
This is where Caleb gets it from.
Toro.
Caleb spends the next year in a bat costume.
We did bring up Gotham a lot, and Toro's just like, it's good to be back. Where to first, Sir Caleb and Madame Ishka?
Well, Ishka, where do you want to go first? I don't think I'm yet prepared to talk to Strahd. Maybe we should look into your past, unless you want to talk to Strahd together, but I think it's a little too soon.
I mean, we gotta talk to him eventually. I mean, we could try to find what to eat. I'm kind of hungry.
Okay.
Get some energy in us.
Or we can check out. We can check out Mother's place in Vallaki.
After we eat.
Okay.
Is this Lauren and IRL going, can we delay this while I stuff my face?
That's what it sounds like.
Are you ready, Lauren? Do you need a moment?
Oh, no, I'm ready.
Okay. Yeah, so
I'm just saying that because it's funny.
I love it. So what I'm imagining is, Caleb, you immediately kind of steer the city away from Barovia, the city. For those who don't know, I think like Megan, you haven't played, Barovia traditionally is the realm, is the country, right? With all these little things in it. For my own simplicity and fun, I've turned Barovia into a major city, right? And it's its namesake, right? New York City, New York. So that's kind of the vibe here. It's like Barovia is now also a giant metropolis. But you steer, it sounds like to me, correct me if I'm wrong, Caleb and Ishka, you're steering away from the city, away from the hustle and bustle of New York City to the suburbs, quieter areas where you were raised by your mother. And maybe there, like, man, it's been so long since we have Barovian cuisine. There's your favorite, whatever Barovia's specialty shop is, where you find, Caleb, a really nice, during your course, you get a nice little cup of coffee and you go, where did this bean come from? That's when you have made the connection of like, maybe I can start sending this back.
Oh, this is shit from werewolves?
Shit from werewolves.
I better not hear any werewolf slander!
Oh, that's really sad, but actually, you just said that. I'm like, as you're like leaving the city, there's like a werewolf like looks kind of mangy on the side of the road with a little sign. It's like will howl for gold, you know, like it's like a little homeless werewolf.
Oh man, if Archie's ever here, he's gonna have a heart attack.
I don't.
How dare you
Archie's
treat
never-
my people?
He's never met another werewolf.
Well, Wolves is like so the suburb of Valaki would be considered like a suburb from the city of Barovia.
Yeah, I like that idea. Yeah.
The around Valaki is usually where a lot of wolves are, so that's what's the main meal, or kind of like the main meat in a certain sense. But we can add more to it if you want to do like more a delicacy kind of thing, maybe. But
I mean, you tell me. You know, like some places, like I know Jacksonville. We're not that we're famous, but we have like our weird little. We call them like desert rider. It's not cuisine, but we're known for the pita bread that you put the meat in. You know, it's a weird little local thing. So it doesn't have to be cuisine. It could just be werewolf and a pita, and that's like their specialty in Valakai. I'm saying that right. Valakai.
Oh my god! So glad Archie isn't here.
Breaded wolf tenderloin.
Now you understand why Toro too was like a werewolf. Yeah.
Oh my god! I never knew.
What would you say, Caleb? What'd you say? What was that last thing?
Like a breaded wolf tenderloin.
Breaded wolf tenderloin. Yeah. So there's like a fine dining restaurant somewhere with a good wolf cut. Lupine is what they like to call it there because they have standards.
Oh my god, Archie's gonna have a fucking heart attack.
My lady, I'm talking to Ishka, the server, which is actually a little skeletal boy, like young. Oh, I say boy, like teenager, like a young man, but it's a skeleton, and he's got different parts of him. Instead of bone, I've changed into like it's a metal hand. It's almost like the bones themselves are decorative for style. And he's addressing you, Ishka. Would you like another cut of the lupine, breaded lupine?
Yes, I'd like another Archie, please.
What the fuck?
Very well. And they end up bringing it back out to you. So the two of you gathering yourselves and readjusting back to your... That's so good. Another Archie. You guys have your fine meal. What would you like to do next?
You must have missed Archie really well if you're calling that an Archie meal.
A little bit.
Eating his leg.
He kind of tugged at my heart a little bit. So, but I'm ready now. See your mom, right?
Our mom.
Oh, I knew that.
You're just for our own. Make sure we're all on the same page. I believe it's like your adopted mother, right? It's kind of like the vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could stop by there.
Excellent. You guys get into your big old ship and fly around. Again, it's like there's a lot of flying vehicles of all sorts of different makes and sizes, but the Bastard still sticks out, right? As like a luxury, right? It's a silver ship. Look at the design on that. Oh, that place is meant for... It's like the Luke Skywalker, like, oh, if you get on that ship, you know, you're going through the universe. You know, that ship is meant to go all over the different planes and stuff. So, you know, you come outside and there's little kids looking at the ship parked in the back somewhere in the field as you walk out. And they're like, check it out, look at it. And you walk by, they're like, where have you been? Where's it gone?
Your ship is getting jacked. Your ship's getting jacked. I'm calling it right now.
So, the suburb, if anybody's seen the movie, right? That's how I envisioned the suburbs of Barovia. So Valaki is going to be like that.
I would do an entire campaign in this place already, just so you guys know.
All right, Toro. Make sure no kids get up here, or you know what to do.
Yeah, as you get up there, he is actually, as you approach the ship, right, about to move on to your mother, like the kids are outside talking about it, but Toro's up top moving around, just kind of like, shoo, be gone, childs. No, don't you touch it. No. Oh, hello, lords and ladies. God damn it. I'm catching up on the chat. They've only let him survive as long as they get more meat on his bones. My brain definitely was like, oh, they bring out the Archie chop, but it's one of those like we cook it at the side, and you guys watch as the pea of lupine meat's like being flamed right there next to it, and it's looking at it and going, oh, that reminds me of Archie.
Oh my god!
If Ishka asks you to check the fireplace and the pot, please don't. Please don't. You're gonna get pushed in.
Clean the oven for me, can't you?
Yeah, that adds more flavor.
Oh my god, you're evil.
So it's not
Oh my gosh, I could bring back the chops to Archie.
Oh my god!
Oh no!
No,
Oh no!
Good plan. Good
And
plan.
you can't metagame either.
Yep.
I know.
So we had
Like,
a night.
wow, some
It's like how
delicious
some
meat.
we have a coffee shop here in Jacksonville. It's like we're gonna try and build a coffee shop in one of the ritzy, like wealthy areas. So they're like they have specialty food too, right? And they try to do that. So I now like to imagine it's like here's a specialty meat, along with a specialty coffee that you can do a high charge on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, so
Good idea, Ishka.
You don't serve meat in a coffee shop.
So your mother's house isn't that far away, so you're able to zip by, and you are there. Do you want to describe to us, you guys? I know I'm putting you on the spot. What a family home would have looked like for you all?
Well, Ishka, you want to do that? You want me to go? You first. Unless you want me to do it.
Well, all Ishka remembers is
Wow, we are terrible people.
I can't even read the chat while I'm trying to think.
I know, it's so hard. It's so good.
Yeah, the Misfits are definitely bad.
Well, since it's in Barovia, I just see like kind of like a castle.
Mm-hmm. So you think your mom would have like maybe not a full castle, but like an estate, right? Like like a wealthy versus like a small hovel with humble beginnings, or do you think that she's living in something a little bit more established? I'm fine with either answer.
Kind of more established, a little bit. That's all Ishka really remembers.
Mm-hmm. You like that? Are you okay? Cool with that, Caleb?
Yep.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah. So one of the nicer houses in town, quote unquote, this like slightly walled off, gated estate. And I love asking questions like this, right? Because my brain was imagining a hovel. So now I love this pivot to like, oh, they were rich kids, growing up in their own way. So you park outside, and sounds like to me you guys would have at least one or two servants to kind of, or help. Honestly, though, funny enough, maybe this would be a moment to showcase this. In Barovia, and I mentioned this in one of the messages, there are the souls, those with the souls, and the soulless, those who were not fortunate enough to be born with a soul. And so the soulless, unfortunately, along with werewolves, are usually of the lower rung in society, and it's kind of fucked up. There's definitely a caste system in Barovia as a reflection of this. So as you all park, one of the soulless is out there, and it's like and for those who don't know, they're not completely dead, but they're very despondent, slow to react, maybe kind of depressed, but they still go about their work. So as you pull up, one of the soulless is there to open the door. They're all gingers, by the way. I'm just gonna get ahead of that.
That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, I got it before Charlie gets to it.
Soulless right there.
Everything good,
Good.
Lauren Ishka? Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2.
Yeah, it was going in and out as you were talking about the home. So I was like, oh fuck.
Hmm.
Trying to understand what you were saying.
It's what you said.
It's good now.
It's not a full castle, but it's like a nice estate with brick and stone. There's like a small walled off area. I did say in context, you guys are in a one of the nicer houses in the neighborhood. And then that's when the Solus kind of opens the gate for you all. kind of nods.
Well, Ishka, now I know exactly how we got the funds.
Above table, let me know if you like this, Charlie Ishka. As you guys know, we're developing this as we go. Because, you know, in some of the stuff, you know, like the relationship between Strahd and this woman is usually kind of strained, right? But I almost like the idea that it's a very self-aware relationship. So some of this above table is like Strahd's literally sending money to his baby mama, you know, and she's kind of receptive to it. That's just my opinion on it, to reflect the state of things.
So how I put it was, the mother was the reincarnation of Tatiana.
Right, and I'm trying not to spoil that too much, right? Because that relationship can be expressed in a very stressful way, right? In an unwelcome light. But I think in this scenario, since there's so much that's been done for the two of you all, I'm imagining it being a little bit more of a more positive relationship between the two of them. Are you okay with that, or do you still think there's some stress between her and who she is and who you are? Like maybe she's like doesn't want this kind of attention and stuff, but she's just trying to do it for the betterment of the two of you.
I think doing the benefit for the both of us, because we didn't know, and keeping it a secret for long.
Okay.
I think.
So you want a little bit of tension between her and Papa?
Well, what do you say? I guess he left for milk and never came back. Kind of tension.
Well, let's talk about it, because actually I just realized the place I'm doing is a very old one, and I don't know if some of this stuff is going to be copyrighted. One moment. Not that the scene maybe is somber, but I just want to get something in quick. So let's talk about that, because in my mind, it was, you knew it was from Strahd, right? That he sent these things. So have you not confirmed that it was your father, or did you find out when it was Mallium that he was your father? We
found out it was from Mallium.
Okay. So that revelation hit there. So she doesn't even know that you guys know yet. Okay, cool.
Yes, yeah.
That's a great refresher. All right. I think that puts everything in context for me. Excellent.
Yep.
Hey, Mom, you got some explaining to do.
That's exactly how I'm going to walk in.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. So as you guys approach, word coming that her children are there, your mother appears at the door. Hi, Calum. Ishka, my children. And she kind of runs up to give you all a hug.
Oh, hey, Mummy.
Come in. It's been so long. And you guys kind of go in and stuff. You look well. You look bigger. And she kind of goes over to you, Ishka, and starts like feeling your arms. You've been still swinging your weapons around, and Caleb, what's your new gadgets? I see all these new gadgets. What does this one do?
Well, the Gauntlet of Ogre Power. Well, it makes me feel a little bit stronger now, since you know how I couldn't even lift a spoon to eat cereal.
Yes. How's your health? Are you being able to keep up with your urges? Have you been able to stay ahead of it?
Actually, I've created something to help with the urges.
Oh,
after a while, it was a little difficult, but we did. Ishka and I met up with we made new friends, and they helped me figure out how to dilute it and help, or
New friends. You'll have to tell me all about them, as I know we've had some tragedy in our past life. Ishka, that's a reference to you losing two of your best friends, and tragically before you left.
Oh, she doesn't know that. I don't think she knows that.
You don't think Mom knows that?
Oh wait, no. Okay, never mind. Yep.
Because that was
go ahead. Sorry.
Correct me if I'm wrong. No, correct me.
No. No. Ishka can correct me.
Well, actually, I don't think she would. Well, no, because Ishka ran away at that time.
Okay, yeah, so you weren't around for it.
Yeah.
Okay, not a problem. Well, I'm still glad that you all have some friends. I know how hard it is to make some with the soulless about, with, people who are not trying to kill you. They're telling me all about your friends. Come in. Are you hungry? I can have someone cook up something for you.
I'm good. I know we just ate, but I could have a tea if you have it.
Ishka, would you like your favorites? I do have some loopy nuggets ready for you in the fridge, in the deep freeze.
Oh. Yeah, I'd like some.
You would like some loopy nuggets? Yes, I'll make sure some loopy nuggets are warmed up for you right away.
Caleb, I'm getting more food.
Ishka's just constantly hungry.
Oh my god, Ishka and Aaron really need to meet.
Oh yeah, Aaron has a thing for eating too. Yeah.
Oh, nonstop.
We'll see. Maybe in the future we can have your characters meet. That'd be kind of fun. Maybe that's something we can work on.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
I know.
that'd be pretty cool.
Especially after being at the coffee shop. Makes me hungry all the time.
So you she gets some food, some drinks, coffee, tea, everything you want, wine. You guys are kind of like sitting in the dining room, and she's just trying to get you all to open up about what you've been doing, how are you, etc., etc. Let's cut to the chase for you, Caitlin. If you want to jump in on that more important moment.
So how's the painting business going?
It's going well. I've had a lot of free time, and we had a show. Is the painting like literally like I paint landscapes, right?
She was a famous painter. Well, she wasn't a famous painter, but she painted a lot.
I'm
Or
just making
she
sure
was-
she doesn't own a house painting business. I'm making sure. It's like, am I imagining like she paints portraits or landscapes or still life, something like that? When you say painting,
Yeah, she paints anything or either.
Well, I've been working on
Sells
it.
it.
I've kind of made it through a bit of a breakthrough on some of them. I've had some interesting inquiries about perhaps doing some magical infusions with them. There's been this trend in some of the upper houses in Barovia where they want to create demi-planes with some of the magics and some of the wizards, and they want to try and take some of my paintings, and they'll give me an idea of a room, and if I paint it, then they can use it in portals. So, working on that, but it is an interesting new line of avenue and thought and such, but I have been improving. It's doing well.
Okay. Now, is this all these paintings? Are you selling them, and that's how we are affording this estate
Oh,
and workers? Or are you getting it from an outside source?
well, Kim, you know that I've always been, the inheritance that we've received when, from my family helps definitely. We own this, so the property taxes are pretty low. If you'd be surprised, I know the house is very big, but we are in Valakai, so the property taxes are not that high, so it's not that unreasonable to manage. But I still have some money in the past.
You're not getting any money from our father?
Your father?
Ooh.
What do you mean, Caitlin?
Well, I heard from my half-brother that our father is Strahd. What the fuck is with that?
Well, how did your meeting with Mallium go?
Wait, I didn't say Malian, did I?
Or, sorry, your half-brother.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's dead. Because he tried... Actually, he ripped out Ishka's throat.
Yeah, he's the one who stole my money after I beat him in a gambling tournament.
And I think he killed Ishka's friends.
He did. That's who I was looking for this whole entire time. And who would have known it was, Caleb's half-brother.
I had no idea either.
So, I'm sorry you had to find out that way. certain instructions were sent down from the top of Barovia about how things are going to be operated. Yes, your father is Strahd, by blood, Caleb. Nishka, you're by extension and by his orders, also a child of Strahd, not by blood. Honestly, I'm not exactly sure what or where you came from, but when you were brought to me as an egg by him. But please don't think that wasn't when I first saw you, even when I first saw the egg, my maternal instincts definitely took over, and I do consider you my daughter. And I would do anything for you.
Well, I appreciate that. I know we weren't really that close, but did he ever tell you anything about the egg?
He did not. Just to raise the dragonborn inside, prepare them for life in Barovia. But he was very specific for both of you to not let you know who the father is. He can be a very forceful man if you go against his orders. But, Caleb, I think I now see a line of questioning. Yes, part of this estate, part of your upbringing, the things you've owned, was funded by your father.
And this book belongs to him too, doesn't it?
It does. He passed it along with instructions that you should receive it when you're ready. And your half-brother, I do not know Mallium. I did not know Mallium. There's rumors of other children of Strahd over the years, varying ages. He likes to keep them intentionally in the dark between each other, is the best I can gather. For what reason, I do not know.
When will you ever tell us this? When would you?
When he said it is the time.
And why would he keep secrets? Why would you keep that secret?
Strahd
That's big.
is a very forceful man, Ishka. When he directs a person in Barovia, you're expected to follow what he has instructed very closely. I would say wasn't very hard for me to keep it from you, though, because I was afraid when you were on your young ages, what that would mean for you all to know that he was your father, might have shaped you. It's been, for me, an unspoken blessing to see you grow into who you are without his name hanging over your heads. I'm not saying what I did was correct, but he is a man to be feared.
Well, we plan on seeing him.
I cannot stop you. And if you've already learned this from one of the other children of his, maybe he's expecting you. You do see her get very, discussing this and the prospect of the two of you going to meet him. The weight of, however many years, I don't ever remember how old you guys are, 20 plus years, whatever it is.
Mm-mm.
The moment's finally coming, right? For whatever it is he has planned for you all.
Is there anything we should know before we see him? Since you know a little bit more than us.
Your father? This is Barovia. He is Barovia. His power is absolute. Not unchallengeable. I've seen it in previous lives, and he has been brought down, but he always brings himself back up. He wields his power strongly. He's not afraid to use it to squash those who defy him. My advice would be to tread carefully. Be careful of how you speak to him. But most importantly, remember to be who you are, and that he will claim ownership of you. But my hope is there will be a day where you will not under his way.
Well, thank you for the advice.
And we'll do our best to tread carefully.
If it means
But he better not pull anything.
I don't pretend to know his mind. If it means anything, I really am sorry to have kept it from you all for this long, and you had to find it out that way. I honestly expected one day for him just to knock on the door and take you all from me. So this almost feels a little better for me that you are going to him and him not taking you.
Yeah. Figure his plan.
Whatever happens, know that I do love you both deeply. Ishka, I know you didn't spend as much time with me as you wish, but I do care for you as a daughter. And I am proud of you in your own ways. You both, before you even left, were powerful, and it seems you've already grown more. And if you need anything, I'll be here. With my paintings. She smiles.
Oh. Another thing we didn't tell you,
Mm-hmm.
and if you're starting a new painting, we saved the world.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Sure did.
I would very much like to hear all about that. So you want to spend a
Yep.
evening, or like the
That's
next
word.
couple hours breaking down what you've been doing, maybe beyond that too?
Yeah.
Discuss our friends. Like, yeah, we met some friends. One's
really?
Shion. One's Shion, and tell a little bit of the story about Shion. And then we had Samaris, and tell a little bit about Samaris. And yeah, that was pretty good. That's pretty close friends of ours.
Do you tell her that Archie's a werewolf?
Fuck you.
What?
I got your joke, but also, I'm also curious if you mentioned Archie being a werewolf.
I do. Yeah.
Then I'm like, oh shit.
Man, how could you forget him? Your best buddy.
It's sour. It's just a little sour.
So your friend...
We just ate him.
Oh my god.
We had his family.
He's a werewolf, you say?
Yeah. Yeah, he's something else.
You should probably keep that knowledge a little bit more. I'm actually very grateful you've shared that with me. You know that I've never grown with any sort of prejudice myself. But the werewolves have been... Strahd has been putting the boot on them, as they say, and they have become restless, violent, and are becoming reactionary to it. And they're fighting back. And so it's not in the social circles of Barovia at the time, and Barovia as a whole, as a country, to be seen fraternizing with the werewolves. So please, if you bring your friend here, have them be very careful.
Yeah. We understand. We know the drill. But something happens, we don't know.
Fair enough. Ooh, and who is this? Hi. My name's Mariana. Oh, it talks. Aren't you so cute?
Oh yeah.
Are you my grandmother? Oh, oh my. Oh. She's sentient, Caleb?
Yeah, Mariana, meet. Oh, what did I name her? Hold on a second, let me go to my sheet. Petra. Alright, Mariana, this is Grandma Petra.
I've always
Mommy?
wanted a grandma. Will you make me cookies, even though I can't eat them? Uh, if you'd like, perhaps. She's not
You will
real.
soon.
Is there soul magic going on here, or you just gotten that good?
She's in the verge of becoming real. Soon.
Well, Mariana, I do not have any cookies currently. We can have
But
some
later.
baked up, but if you'd like to share some of the loopy nuggets with your aunt, Ishka, you may. Yeah, I like make-believe. Aunt Ishka, can I pretend to eat a loopy nugget?
Yeah, I'll feed you one. As Gishka puts her hand out.
And out of nowhere. Archie smells butts.
Yeah, that's her favorite line. I don't know who taught her that.
For ease of speed here, shall we move forward?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That gif is bothering me. Is that the guy that played in The Hobbit?
Underworld.
Well, I know it's not The Hobbit.
Oh,
Rise of the Lycans.
It just reminds me of the guy who
Rise of
did
the-
Thorn, Oak,
The
and
Hobbit.
Shields. I just wanted to-
Yeah, he did play him as well.
I recently watched that and I was like, man, there's flaws in that movie, but I'm like, man, the guy who did Thorn, Oak, and Shield, I don't know who he is, but he did a great job.
Yeah, he's
Here,
good.
I'll save you. I'll save you. I
No,
was just
bring it
pointing
back.
out-
I wanted to be distracted and sidelined. All right, Kayla Mishka, what would you like to do next?
Are you ready, Caleb? Or do you need more time?
I'm ready.
Good.
But I wanted to stop to talk to Mother first before we talk to Strahd, so I can get a good feel. But yeah, I'm sure you have questions for him too.
Yeah, we both do.
All right.
Just remember, no shenanigans.
No promises.
Oh shit.
All right. Fasting forward, forward fasting, moving forward. So you begin the ship, and you fly back into the Barovia proper, and you make your way all the way up to Castle Ravenloft, suspended in the air above the metropolis itself. A castle, Gothic castle. Underneath it, as it's floating like an island in the sky, you see the different arcane magic punk items keeping it suspended. And as you go over the battlements and the walls, you see arcane cannons, arcane ballistas, all sorts of different enhanced features and defenses. And you land. Toro, knowing the way, helps guide you all for a meeting with Straw. Eventually, after a little bit of a wait, you're introduced into his throne room. Toro himself, home after a very long time, introduces the two of you. And there at the far end of this Gothic, raised, cathedral-like room, there's a dais of skulls, all different various sizes and races, and perched upon it is a throne, and Strawn, sitting upon it, but not a Strahd that we all would usually imagine. This Strahd has a plague doctor's mask on, hiding his features. He seems bulkier than you would imagine, for he's encased in some sort of armor. Remind you, Caleb, of some of the armor that you were experimenting many years ago, but you haven't been able to get back to. And as he gestures with a hand, you hear the whirling as one of his hands is not real. And from the plague mask, there's these tubes going back to different canisters all over his body. You do see very little of him looks to be natural. But from behind the plague mask, you do see his slicked back black hair glistening. This is what I am calling Mecha Strahd.
Wow.
You may approach me.
Hello, Father.
He's waiting for you as Toro goes in and kneels in the foot of the dais. You see he's expectant.
See this what?
He's expectant for you to quote unquote prostate or whatever. Prostate's not the right word.
Say-
But you,
Just shit it out.
what is the word when you like? It's pro something. Like
I think it's prostrate
is it
with another R in.
another arm? Yeah.
What does
So,
that mean?
So and like in this, it's one like kneel before the king.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it's that
Yep.
the tradition's different depending on which king and which nation you're doing.
I would walk
I
up.
think we're supposed to kneel, Caleb. As she
Yeah.
whispers.
Hmm. So I walk up a little bit and kneel for Megastrad.
You may rise.
Ishko and kneel.
You may rise.
So I'll rise. Like, hello, Father.
Hello, Caleb. Hello, Ishka.
Hello.
My children. Is it true, Caleb, Ishka? Is your brother Marion dead?
Yes, we killed him.
It's true.
This is good.
He stands up, and as he walks, you do hear like this, like this very metallic whirls as he comes down his pile of skulls and bones. Like he probably, with all of this equipment and stuff on, is like looks like he's hitting 7 feet. He's like hulking, menacing figure in his own way, with all this armor and contraptions on.
You have been a long time in waiting for you.
And he kind of walks around the two of you, like sizing you up. He kind of runs a finger down your blood glaive, Ishka.
And if you've killed Marion, I assume that you know how to wield this.
Yeah. A little.
And walks over to you, Kalen, seeing all your contraptions, the ogre gauntlets, all these different things that you've made.
I see you've used my book very well.
Yes, I have. I put it to, I believe, good use. But I didn't know it was your book.
Tell me, Caleb. Did it pique your curiosity?
Every chance.
I had a feeling it would.
And he kind of returns back up the steps and sits upon his throne again.
I am sure you have many questions between the two of you. You may ask them at this time.
Ishka, go ahead.
I was gonna offer you to go first. As Ishka puts her head down.
Okay. Alright, yes, we have many questions. One, why was I born and not made?
You, both of you in your own way, but for you specifically, Caleb, are born out of my design. As you know, here in Barovia, souls do not act naturally. Too many bodies for souls recycling endlessly, finding new bodies, new hosts, new children. Life after life. Your soul, Caleb, was that of a former Forge Master. He died by my hand, for he betrayed me.
So you murked him.
But I still needed him. So you are back. But you are mine, my son now.
So I was born to be your next Forge Master.
You're born to be my Forge Master, but also to be my heir. I'm actually balding and I really need a new wig put on upon it. Sorry, the way I said hair sounded very much like hair. So I'm making fun of myself.
That wasn't in.
You're the heir. You know, or others like Malium. Who is the strongest?
Is there any other heirs that wants to take your spot? Just like Malium, who was created.
Yeah. No. Maybe. I make it a point to not share how many children I have, for their own protection of those who did me wrong. But I find that it creates interesting results. You must be clever, you must be guarded, you must be questioning. The clever ones find each other, kill them, use them. So yes. No, maybe. There could be other children. But it's not a question I will ever answer forthright.
Mallium has a list. Of the children, and he knew exactly who I was. And I did not find out that you're my father till he said so.
Mallium. I did expect much from him. He has proven to be clever. I did not give him these names. He found them. He found me. He realized before the most. But he did seem to be ignorant. He came to me, telling me how you told me now. I am his father. I did not deny it, and I put in the work. Just like I planned to do with you. Both.
Hmm.
But if you have their names, Caleb, perhaps you could. If you are not ready. No.
I think. Yeah. I think I'm ready for that. Because Ishka and I did save the world outside of Barovia.
This is where. Do you speak the truth, Caleb? What world did you say?
Exandria. No, wait.
Excellent.
Wait, I got the. Oh, was it Exandria?
You're right. You're correct. You're correct. That's a good correct.
Thinking Eberron. But Exandria. Yeah, it's Exandria.
There have been whispers, rumors of some great demigod being freed. Whispers, mind you. Some say all the way from Jorhas in the Wild Mount. Others speak of a desert.
On Corral.
Correct.
It's very sunny there. It's very sunny there. You don't want to go there. It's blinding.
Well, let me say, I may not wish to go to Exandria, this desert of Ankara, but if you truly are behind the stories, these whispers, let me explain to you where I wish to go, what I have in mind for you and both. If you look around you, Barovia, city of splendors, I've built much with little. I have been finding the constraints of the mist to be holding our splendor back. It is time for Barovia to break down its walls, its cage, and set foot again into the Shadowfell. This is what you will help me with.
Mm-hmm. We'll see what we can do.
Ishka, you've been very quiet, my daughter. Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah. Why do you choose me as an egg?
You were chosen for the power that we knew could lie within you. Not many dragons make their way all the way to Barovia, to the east. But there was one. And I destroyed it. Silver Dragon. Organverst. As Calum is the soul of my former Forge Master, you are the soul of Arganverst, the Silver Dragon. No. You have chosen to come out in a different color. But within you is great power. You are to be a weapon. For opening the mist will no be easy, simple task. Powerful beings must be slain for us to be free. Items must be gathered for us to be free. Things must be built, Caleb, for the time of the war against the boundaries of the mist. You have presented yourselves, Caleb. You are tasked to build me an army. Oversee the repairs of my old weapons. Build for me. Instruct my workers. Ishka, I have one simple task for you. Grow. Find the power of Organvorst inside of you. So when the time comes, you may lead my army into battle.
Would that make you love us more?
You can't see his expressions and such, but he tilts his head, that plague mask style mask of his.
I love all my children. When we open the mist, my power of Barovia will be unshackled. But I do this at great risk to myself. For when the mists are gone and I have to die, there is no easy coming back for me. If I were to die when the mist fall, Caleb, as my blood, you will be my heir. Ishka, you will be my will in the night, and the reminder of the power that I could shape. But if you wish love, do this for me, these things, and I will show you love. Just as I showed you love bringing you into this world.
I will do as you ask.
We will make you proud.
Command. But yes, make me proud.
No. No, I do need to ask if I become this. When I become the Forge Master, do I get some kind of annual leave? Maybe sick leave? Might have to. Because we can venture out of Barovia.
This is your greatest strength. Planned from the beginning. For some of these items we need, will it be no simple task of going to Alexandria and buying them in a market? You have proven to be self-reliant and capable and powerful. Destroying Malium, learning his secrets, coming to me shows that you are saving this material world, Alexandria. You have full discretion on your projects. I don't like to micromanage.
Okay. Do what you ask.
We have all the time in the world, so take your time. But I demand to see progress. Your ideas on how to strengthen our armies.
Yes.
With your clever mind, can
I do have ideas.
This is good. Any other question?
I will need some time to upgrade our, Malium's airship that we took.
Oh, that is yours. All yours.
Yeah.
Do never be afraid, Caleb, to take what you deserve.
I'll keep that in mind.
Good. You have all the time you need. If your goal is to build this ship into a weapon, I eagerly await to see the result.
So I have plans. Lots of plans.
Good. Ishka, again, your only task is to grow. If you need to kill and feed upon the souls of my people, do it. If you need foes to slay, to burn, to consume, I will direct you. But again, you two have proven to be self-sufficient, so I trust you will see to the task.
We will.
Very well. Welcome to the family of Strahd, my children. Now go and do me proud.
Okay. Any other questions before we end that scene, though?
It was good.
Nope, that was great.
Made my nipples hard a couple times.
I got very, very heavy 40k vibes, and
Oh,
if
nice.
if that's true, y'all, we fucked. We can the Misfits do not survive the 40k universe.
Okay. So let's see, 9 o'clock. We have 2 hours. So Caleb, I know you have a lot of ideas for your projects. I don't want to dive into that just yet, right?
Yep.
I want to
We got
focus.
time constraint.
Yeah. What I would like to do now is turn attention back to Ishka, because there's still some more specific things we're here to deal with. You ready, Ishka?
Yes.
She's had her chicky nuggets. It's good.
No, she's had her loopy nuggets.
Her loopy nuggets. Loopy.
Wait,
Her lupine nuggets.
not lupine yet.
Oh my God.
That's why. Sorry, that's a joke. That's why they're loopy nuggets. They're lupine
Oh my
nuggets.
god! She's eating Archie.
Yeah. It's not fun, is it?
Actually, it is fun. I think everyone's still enjoying it. except you.
Nobody asked
Would
you,
it
mate.
make you feel better if we just called them nuggets, Lauren? That was my cousin's kid. He wouldn't eat them if you called them chicken nuggets, only if you called them nuggets.
That is acceptable.
Ishka doesn't even know about Lupa, so it's fine.
Oh, I didn't even think about Lupa as a joke. Yeah, it was supposed to be a play on lupine,
Yeah.
loopy nuggets.
Oh,
But that's so
my
funny. I didn't even think
God.
about Lupa nuggets. They're actually
Oh
chicken
my
legs. Or,
God.
frog legs.
Frog
is what I'm trying to
legs.
say.
Frog legs.
So, hey, just to make sure I didn't get this wrong, because I did take a few little notes. I'm not trying to take too much right now, but he has charged Caleb with building him an army so he can refuse Barovia with the Shadowfell.
Yeah, break down the mists, as a lot of us know, the mists that keep Barovia contained and Strahd contained. Build him an army.
I mean, that's a simple task, man.
Mhm.
Simple task, Caleb. Have fun with that one. Holy shit.
The just above table, the key here, which I haven't revealed yet, is items that need to be obtained also for this
Yep.
task. That'll be the real crux of the of what you guys will be seeing.
Wow.
Actually, let me 1 second, Ishka. I need my loopy nuggets. I need to shove some protein in my mouth. 1 moment.
Yep, and I'm gonna go back to whatever you guys wrote in chat.
I don't know. We were just having a little bit of fun there.
I had to ignore it.
I turned both Samaris and Archie into turtles because they tried to steal food from the counter for our customers.
Mhm. Giga Strahd.
Yeah, I wonder how Strahd would feel that we have a werewolf friend.
That's why I didn't mention any friends.
Your mom did warn you.
Did
maybe
you say-
don't be so open about that.
Did you say Misfits, though?
No.
Like Strahd? No Misfits. I'm just wondering, like, how quickly word would spread that, like, the Misfits saved Exandria and White Fang and all that shit. It's only...
No,
He heard.
Caleb and
Only a matter of
Ishka
time till White
only
Fang.
saved
Yeah,
the world.
he's probably not going to hear about White Fang.
Oh, good.
Archie's and
I
Xander
heard
going, I need to become the most popular wrestler in the world. I want
I
everyone
heard-
to know
I
about
heard-
White Fang and my history.
I
No,
heard
that's
White
low-key-
Fang got dethroned.
No, that's Loki. That's
By
gonna be
many-
some of his time skip. Is like, I want to become fucking legendary. Shit.
One
Oh,
day Kane's
no!
gonna walk in and there's gonna be a flyer in his hand. It's like White Fang, the most powerful word. It's like I finally went through all the Dragon Ball Z plot lines, but it reminds me of that. But you're like,
Yeah.
you're the most powerful person in the universe. He's like featuring the Misfits, and it's like, okay.
What was the name of the silver dragon that was killed by Strahd and Ishka is now the re-embodiment of?
Argenvost.
Argenvost? How do you
I
spell
just
that?
Argenvost. Or that's what I call it. Argenvost. It's
from
the,
what I read, I could be wrong, but there's Argenvost, which is like a place where Argenvost the dragon was and is. That's what I've read, but I'm not saying that's correct.
Yeah, it's so
Not that important.
the Curse of Strahd. There is a manor for Argenvost. I call it Argenvost, but you can call it whatever.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The lore I read, that's the name of the location, and then within it, because Holt, I think, is actually another like a play on words of Old English or German or whatever.
Oh,
like, Hold, right?
Argenvost.
Like
Yep.
the home of Argenvost. I think that's what how I'm interpreting it.
Argivos was the dragon,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and the Argivos Holt is the mansion.
Mm-hmm. 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 Okay, Ishka, are you ready?
Yes.
All right. You ready to check in with the Raven Queen?
Yes, yes, yes.
So it's been a long time since you've encountered her temple, but shaping it into the lore that we developed together, I like to imagine it's in the lower city of Barovia, you know, the high upper tall buildings where all the rich and the clean air, but down in the lower, the slums, somewhere hiding down there is a temple to the Raven Queen. Also in a place like Barovia, the Raven Queen's temple would be secretive, it would be hidden. But it's a place Ishka's been before, a long time ago. So you make your way down there, you and Caleb parting ways, to do go about your business. And you eventually find yourself back there. You enter in. It's not a grand temple. Again, small and secretive. Raven Queen doesn't exactly have a massive following of any sorts. But figures, kind of what you recognize from the past, these priests, they themselves in their white mask and these black robes hiding the rest of their features. You enter in, and there's two of them. They both look at you. We've been expecting you.
You're still a nod. Really? Been expecting me?
The matron has made it known. Are you ready? To meet
Yes.
the lady?
Yes, I'm ready.
And the other figure moves up, the featureless mask. Apparently I love masks, by the way, guys.
Mm-hmm. We figured that one out. My next PC in a new campaign will have a mask just for you.
In the
Raven
Ishka,
Queen does.
do you fear death?
No, not necessarily.
We will find out. Follow. And it's been a long, long time, Ishka. But I think I remember some of the details we discussed about it. The last time you were here, there was the pool of blood. I think that you went in and came out, and you had like the weapon and stuff. I think. Does that sound familiar at all?
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't take you to the blood of pool. Instead, and you go into this chamber at the blood of pool in the middle, and there's, you know, in here there's two big raven black sculptures that kind of arch over the space, meeting in the middle, wings outspread, kind of creating the ceiling carved into it. And it's all black. She likes black. But beyond the pool is a little altar. And in the altar, looks like there's blood in it. And there's a cup. Drink of this, Ishka, and do not fear death. Scoop the cup into the blood, what looks like blood, and they're holding it out to you.
Why should I drink this?
For
What will this do for me?
You're to meet the lady, the matron. This is the way.
Anna rolls her eyes. Alright. She chugs the drink. A blood.
You drink the poison. Or I say poison, the blood. But it feels like a poison. Mechanically, you're making death saving throws. But you can choose to fail. This is a riddle and a puzzle. So if you want clarification outside in game, I'm happy to give it to you. But mechanically, the instinct to start making death saving throws is there, but you can choose to fail. I'll give it to you this way, just for simplicity. If you do not fear death, fail. But if Ishka is afraid to die, succeed. But only one of those paths will lead you to a meeting with the Raven Queen.
Well, since Ishka has already been dead before, she's going to automatically fail and die.
Damn!
And you die. You feel your heartbeat stop. Last time you died, you found yourself suspended in space as your soul spirit in a space where there was just endless stars. And that's when like tether pulling you to the Raven Queen as she spoke to you, and a tether pulling you, like directing you back to when like the resurrection happened or the revivify. You're in a very different place. You look down, you're yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the ocean. There are waves, like a rocky outcropping, and you look down, and it's what I've described as Vadium, God Diamond. A substance that can only be shaped by the gods themselves. And you see them at the edge of this place, where it's not black beyond. There's nothing beyond. But this nothing crashes against the waves, the shore of this God Diamond. And as it goes away, little pieces of it are gone and missing. It's like a natural erosion. And that's when you also see you're not alone. There's a figure there. Like, remind you, the priests are an echo of them. A woman with this white mask and this beautiful long black gown. Within the mask are two little green flames of light. She turns and looks at you.
Ishka walked up to her.
It is good not to fear death. For even in the end, for the gods, the universe, death comes for us all.
Yes, it's good to not fear death. You're right.
You and I.
unexpectedly found. You came to my temple. You bathed in my blood. Are you ready to do what I require of you?
I mean, depends on what it is.
Death is natural for all. But some seek to corrupt death in its natural course. Breaking the wills of others' chosen courses. Your friends brought you back when you died, and I do not care, for it was your choice and your friends' will. But there are those who would have taken your soul, used it for their own purposes, destroying the will of the soul and spirit. These are my enemies, Ishka. I would have them be your enemies, too. Once in an age, a soul is born with great potential of power. I felt that in you the moment you stepped into my temple. I know where your soul came from, and I know that I also speak to Argenvost. Inside of you, Argenvost rages against this new shell prison that Thrall has put him into. Your first task is to free him, so he may pass. Beyond that, I would task you to hunt those who corrupt death and destroy them. You are power that I need, Ishka. Power to set things right. Another task, another vision that I have for you. Is to break the walls of Barovia in the mist. Too long have the souls lingered in that place, never finding freedom. Barovia strong its will, holding them in place. I wish for you to seek freedom for the peoples and souls of Barovia, so they may return to the cycle as the laws require. Do our ideals align, Ishka?
Oh, do you mean my task is to kill or not to kill? What do you mean?
Those who disrupt the natural flow of death. Most do this intentionally and are aware of the choices that they've made. A lich purposely pulls the souls from those around in the world and uses them for power. Let me ask you this, Ishka. Do you think you can go up to a lich and tell them, stop, and they will listen? Or do you think you will need to destroy them?
I don't think I could destroy them, though.
You doubt yourself. Your potential, your strength already is greater than most. You would need help, you would need resources. Perhaps your friend. Let's speak of another task that I would have in mind for you.
Kicking everyone to the secret living room. Bye. And also, by the way, I know it's a lot, so feel free just to be like, can you just like break it down to me? I don't care what's exactly going on. Like, feel free to holler at me.
Yeah, basically. I kind of got the gist, but
yeah, above table. Let's just talk about that real quick. So, she doesn't like it when people fuck with death, right? And it expressed kind of wanting to do some like commando, kind of like take people out kind of vibe. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. So my thought is that she would use you, you know, appropriately for your power level. I'm not telling you, Ishka, and you and I are gonna like face down a lich Ishka and let's roll initiative. For the next year, if you took up the task, it'd be like she tells you about this weak little necromancer. Go talk to him, but if he says no, then destroy him. You know, like that. Pretty much what it comes down to: destroy evil. Those who are fucking with souls. Does that make sense?
yeah, because what I was thinking was also denying, and that's when she could like torture me.
Oh yeah,
in a sense.
That was kind of what I was narratively looking out for you too, right? Was does that sound like something Ishika's into it? Because if not, you know, I know you petitioned the or like that could happen, but I wasn't going to force it because there was a chance you might think, well, if that's what the Raven Queen's about, I'm about that. So
yeah, eventually, I think I was like, after a certain amount of time goes by, that I finally do give in, and then fish out those.
Yeah, so the narrative beat can easily be you go, I'm unsure, I'm not ready. Do you want her in that sense to go, well, in that case, now I'm going to force you to do it? Do you want that?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. 100%. Now let's talk real quick. Let's now expand on what the secret Still Make Friends room part was. And I'll just keep this simple for our own benefit if you like. She's going to talk about Samaris. And that the person you've been traveling with, the Samaris, has been having some peculiars with souls also, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's not going to tell you that Samaris is doing anything wrong and needs to be destroyed, but Samaris needs to figure out how to fix what's wrong with her. And she was going to task you with helping with that. So that was the secret part, is that she would tell you, like, hey, something's wrong with Samaris with soul magic, and I'm not telling you to destroy her, because it doesn't sound like something she's doing nefariously, but you need to help her fix it. And a part of that, I know this is a lot, is that you need to help her get to the city Requiem. So there she can heal what is broken about her and her souls. That would probably be the most important point to remember, because the adventure that we potentially are going to go on in the next few weeks is everyone get on the boat with Calum for different various reasons. We need to sail to Requiem, this city out in space, to keep it simple. And I'm trying to give everyone like good reasons to tag along and join in on that adventure.
I'm writing down notes because I'm going to forget.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, let's take a moment and talk about that specifically, because I feel like you'll appreciate, like, okay, that's what I need to remember.
So, Requiem, is that how you say it?
Yeah, Requiem. Yeah.
Requiem. In space? Or?
To keep it simple, I'm calling it space, right? It's very weird. But essentially, like how you guys sailed the river Styx to get here, you guys will need to go on a journey to sail all the way to Requiem. You know, Calum will have things he needs to do on the way. I'm going to give other people reasons to get on the boat too. But that's the idea, is to give you a reason to tag along and see something through. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Any questions about the Samaris stuff? Any clarifying?
Nope. I think I got it.
Okay. Bring everyone back.
Yeah.
Jump on back in here, back in here. Get back down here. Come on.
Get on here.
Hey, put us back up. We're doing a theory craft. We need 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes, please.
So, Ishka, will you do this willingly or unwillingly?
I really don't know. I don't know if I can.
You have doubt in yourself, Ishka. I will show you what you're capable of if you're harboring doubts. Is that your final decision?
Yes.
All right. We're not going to get graphic about this. But the short of it is, Iska is tortured.
Damn.
Mentally and physically. Correct me if you're wrong on this, Lauren Ishka. Until the Raven Queen gets to a point where she thinks she's finally broken Ishka into submission. You okay with that? Is that how you... Yep, does that sound right? Okay.
I'm gonna kill her. I'm gonna kill her. Raven Queen dies.
And Ishka, eventually you awaken, brought back to life by the clerics. And that scene ends, unless there's anything you'd like to add to it.
Nope.
Okay. All right. Real quick, Charlie, are you there?
Yep.
You just give people the broad strokes of what Calum's going to work on in the next year.
No doubt. Well,
Like, don't get too specific-y. Like, we don't need to know exactly all the guns and stuff on the bastard, but, like, just give us your broad strokes.
okay. Mariana is now Warforged. Age 18.
I do have her token. Here it comes.
I got her. Yep. Token, everything. We're done. ship, the bastard's going to have a new look. The belly and around. We're not doing the Raptors, right?
No,
Not yet.
you can do that.
All right.
In my opinion, that wasn't going to be with the ship, but that was going to be a part of the army that Strahd needs you to build. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So the ship will have a catapult in the front, titled Archie's Catapult.
Oh my god.
So Archie can be launched at incoming ships or whatever does need to be that Archie needs to do.
Yes.
That's his gift from me.
Yes.
Cannons, I was going to do not really cannons, but they're going to be like plasma or fireball cannons or whatever, but I think I'm just going to roll it as more like plasma cannons on the side of the ship that can be moved if we need it. The belly of the new look of the bastard is going to be silver, like huge bones, like what do you call it? It's like a bone ship instead, but it's going to have silver all over it. But and when I'm thinking of like big bones, like almost like dragon-sized bones, will be the cosmetic of the ship, and the bottom of the belly of the ship can now open up, so it has a bay door for something big. If I had the waystone, another waystone, but it's empty at the moment. Well, there is a frame of something down there.
Are you talking about like a little speeder ship? Because if Megan kept me from driving a little speeder pew pew ship, I'm gonna be mad.
No,
I'm kidding.
This thing is not little, and if so, it's going to be like it is deployable. So we can go details later. If I might talk more to Samaris to persuade her more later on, since Caleb got rejected the one time for the Waystone, but he'll probably give her a little tour of this is why I need the Waystone, and this thing is going to be badass.
Let's just say before Samaris can even get to that moment with you, we have a lot to go through with Samaris, which will influence that decision a lot.
So, and then there'll be looks like things that can on the side of the ship, the belly ship, almost like bomb racks in a sense. But those will be holding, like if I was going to do a giant army of raptors, mechanical velociraptors, they can either hook up to those bomb racks, or I just get some bombs, not raptor bombs, but like sappers or just regular 2,000-pound bombs.
Oh yeah. Actually, I want to say something real quick, not to completely cut you off, Charlie, but I think it's a good thing to discuss as a group. So, as I see Lauren Archie saying, if we overtake Strahd, Archie can lead the Werewolf Rebellion. So my question is, I told you guys months and months and months ago when Strahd and Barovia came up, there were concerns voiced like Lauren Archie, and Rich literally did the whole Strahd, or I think most, if not all, of the Strahd campaign in Barovia. So my goal was to, for fun, I loved fucking up with Barovia and changing it to what me, Caleb, and Ishka talked about. But I wanted to try and make it unique and a new flavor, right? So the question, and this is also for the benefit of Caleb and Ishka, because it is a fair statement going, Lauren and Rich going, man, I spent so much time fighting Strahd, I don't want to do that again if we can help it, right? Do you?
I'll fight him any day. Let's do it.
Yeah, is that felt like I think that's enough.
Oh yeah.
My only concern was that I would have no interest in anything story wise that had to do with Curse of Strahd, and those of us who have done Curse of Strahd, and basically anybody who knows anything about it knows that campaign is a depression sink. Like there's no happiness, and
Mhm.
I just wasn't feeling that for the Misfits. You know.
Well, I mean, my perspective, what you guys have already kind of painted for like this new Barovia, it doesn't really feel like the classic Barovia to me.
Yeah,
Like
I
it,
thought it was
you
different.
could
Yeah, it
literally
feels
call
very
it like
different.
you can call it like Balovia. You know, what I mean, I'd be like, okay, yeah, cool. Like it's a totally different,
Romeo.
setting.
Yeah. Like I said, it took 2 minutes, and I was in for an entire campaign. In
Oh
this
yeah,
game.
a dark
Awesome.
gothic
Cool.
like
A
steampunk.
dark
Yeah.
gothic like Barovia, like magic punk.
Yeah, I was
Yes, please.
steering you guys in a certain direction with your
Oh, there
stories,
we go.
but now we do know like you guys are comfortable with that. So when you guys discuss that as players too, you can decide in the future like, oh yeah, let's do the werewolf thing, let's do this kill straw, blah blah blah. I was also trying to give you guys room not to fire straw if you didn't want to, but that at least the good news is that it's nice and open, so you guys can approach all of this however you want to.
It depends on what kind of backstabbing you just force Ishka into.
Evil laugh.
Okay.
That without context, that's the only thing I can think.
Excellent. I'm going to take 10 minutes, and then when we get back, Samaris is going to be next because she's got the next big things. And if we have time, Archie and Shion, hopefully we'll have time for your stuff. But hers is the next one that's got big repercussions for the future story.
No, I think
just get prepared.
for me, if it had to be outside a session,
Yeah.
that can happen outside a session.
I definitely would look forward to seeing what you guys say. If we don't,
I'll just make you give me more stuff.
Yeah. Okay, Samaris, so prepare yourself. Everyone prepare yourselves, and we'll be back at 50 after the hour.
Okay.
I definitely like
You know, I can turn myself and people into a dinosaur, a real dinosaur.
we're now unmuted on the stream. So you're going to miss all that. But
It's okay. I'm gonna
the
take a note.
next part is a joke, and it's up to you if you want it. I thought it would be very funny if Samaris forgot to check for a trap on the chest.
I was literally thinking that.
But I'm not making that a thing because it is a joke, right? I don't want to tie that joke into a traumatic experience with Samaris without your permission, right? So that's your choice. Do you think she didn't check for a trap? Or did she check for a trap? Because a part of me was thinking maybe you're showboating for Una. The moment of glory was there and you got a little blinded and a little forgetful, something, you know?
I think that's more it. I think like leading up to this event, she'd been getting like progressively more like
Cocky.
cocky, yeah. And in my mind too, there were things that she did ahead of time that kind of doomed the mission a little bit, just like flying a bit too close to the sun.
During the mission itself?
Even before.
Mm-hmm.
So whether, I don't know, and kind of, needing to keep very like hush hush, like, yeah, I don't know.
Oh, like maybe Samaris was so kind of like, you're in the bar and like, yeah, we got a job coming up. What about it? It's a big one. Like maybe just like bragging too much. And next thing you know, perhaps people are being tipped off and security goes up around, like something like that. Maybe.
Yeah, something like that. And then, yeah, maybe even still on the mission. Yeah, I think she would have checked for traps, but.
Yeah, I do think there's plenty of moments during this narrative, right, that Samaris was like, Una shaking her head, maybe like you didn't have to do it that way. You're being a little reckless, but nothing bad happened. Is that the kind of vibe you're okay with? Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether it's like dropping the rope from the ceiling and you just like before even like you checked and did a like quick perception, but she's like more cautious, but you're already going down the rope before she's ready. Something like that, that's what I'm kind of imagining. So you check the chest. But sometimes in D&D you roll low or you roll high, but the person you're stealing from is a very clever, protective, high spellcaster. So the chest opens and the trap is triggered. And there's an explosion of light, magical light. Again, remember, you can change any of this. I'm just saying a narrative and whatever. You can throw all this out the window if you don't like it. In this moment, freezes in Samaris's mind. Or goes, I'd say, turns and just almost feels like time slows down. And you watch as this light of explosion, you see Una. And she's turning and looking at you. And that's when the light kind of passes through her. And maybe you see it now, and you didn't see it then. But you see her soul exit her body. You watch the light in her eyes fade. You see the soul kind of begin to dissipate. It's gone. And then time picks back up. You maybe the concussive blast, you're on the ground. There's Una, but the blast, is now very, for the narrative, it's blasted a hole open in the wall. There's outside, you hear shouts, you hear screams. We were able to lift Una up, and you see the chest. At the last second, you close it, and you pack it away, and you take her lifeless dead body out. You okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, up to you, whether that was a vision, sorry, 1 second, I just realized. I do not know how to do the Twitch stuff anymore, by the way. You guys haven't had music this whole time? Okay. But whether or not through, the vision, a nightmare, whatever it is, after this is done, let's just say maybe you're in the room of the coffee shop, your room. You and Xion had just recently returned from a little archaeological outing. You're kind of tired, so maybe the exhaustion triggered it. But as you come out of this old memory, Una's standing there. And narratively for everyone, in my opinion, and Megan, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but we kind of pulled Una into the background. But correct me if I'm wrong, Megan, but like off screen, you've been interacting with Una, right? That's what you envisioned.
Yeah.
Right.
And the others can't see her or hear her.
Yeah.
I think that's always how it was. So yeah, but she's been there kind of in the background.
Mm-hmm. And this has kind of come building up to this moment, some of the conversations, because there was a moment after Bear Saba died where Una felt at ease. She had kind of stated it to you. But as time has continued to progress, she's back to feeling unease. And this is her now finally kind of stating it. I don't think this is the way things are supposed to be.
I don't think so either.
I thought I belonged here. But something's not right. I feel incomplete.
Nurse kind of just like nods and looks away for a moment. I've been doing some research. I feel like Xion or Calum. Above table Nate. In my mind, she has been going to question to read maybe books at the...
Yeah, so you wanted to know about
Library.
resurrection stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like a lot of this stuff is established enough in lore and enough time. There's like a check's not involved, right? Resurrection magic comes in a lot of different flavors and D&D and stuff. Above table, Megan, I don't know how much. I'm curious to know if you've been influenced a lot by Critical Role's rules of resurrection. Which is FYI, their stuff is actually homebrewed. If you're not aware, because Matt likes a little bit of that raise the stakes for death. So there's like a roll of some sort made after a spell. He relaxed a little bit in campaign 2, but you see it a lot more in campaign 1. But that's a homebrew. Most spells, it's like if you meet the parameters, you cast it, it works, right? If the soul's willing. And I don't like to do the roll thing. I think it's too much added for most of our enjoyment. Great for them in narrative, and I love it. But anyways, so there's resurrection spells come in a lot of different flavors. Revivify has happened in your presence, but that's like 1 minute. And so you found there is resurrection spells. What she would need is something very powerful, though, very, very, very rare. Something like a true resurrection. But that's to bring her back, right? She does seem to be a soul, a ghost, a spirit stuck in one place. Whether intentionally or not, you've also found out there's other, what if someone tried to banish her soul? There's a lot of interesting ways a cleric could approach a person that has ghosts and shadows of souls following them around. Not saying that's what Samaris wants to do, right? But that's knowledge that she's seeing. So true resurrection does exist, but it's very rare, very hard to get a hold of. You find one other piece of information. Petitioning the Raven Queen. It's a story. How much truth to it? The person who even put this together, this book that Question has given you, maybe you're in the Cobalt Soul, speaks of a story of a man who sailed the river Styx to the city of dead, to Requiem, to rescue the soul of his wife. And he had to petition the Raven Queen. He was successful. But what he did and what he gave up is unknown. And even then, the person who wrote this considered it more of a story. How much do you want to push into your Zadash stories and some of the stuff Samir is following up, or do you think that's enough? Because there is more out there for you to interact with if you wanted it.
Is the Dash story as in, like, interacting with the Mad Towns again?
Yeah, if you want some answers on that, and knowing some of this information, if there's any curiosity pushing you in any certain directions to ask questions, or...
I mean, I think that's something that I'd like to go back to at some point and would make sense for her to go back to, but maybe in the future. I think in this year, she would be still kind of avoiding
Avoiding
that.
there. Excellent. So, if that's the case, sorry, I'm thinking to myself.
No, you're good. While you're thinking, I'll say above table for everyone else that I, Megan, am not necessarily pushing to resurrect Una or any of that. But I think I've been letting my meta knowledge of, like, that's probably a bad idea. Like, Samaris wouldn't know that. So I do think, you know, if nothing else, like, help her soul move on or whatever. But
I'm
knows
fishing
that
for
she
something
needs to do
here,
something.
obviously. So do you think you speak about this with Una and what Una wants?
Yeah, I think
Expand that
so.
conversation. Because I do think the more you talk about it, talking about, yeah, there's Requiem, soul, you can go there. Una comes to a self-realization. She is a fragment of herself. Her other portion is in purgatory. And the more you describe Requiem, the more she believes that is where her other part of her is waiting to be reunited.
Wait, is Requiem where Shiana's from?
Mm-hmm.
Did I make
Yes.
that up? Oh.
Yes.
It's where the Raven Queen resides. Any more questions?
I do not think so.
Okay. With time here, I want to kind of set up expectations, right? And also for your guys' feedback, because I have an idea, but again, everything's always a conversation. And not to completely skirt you, Shion and Archie, but I know you guys understand I'm trying to set the narrative for the future. Caleb. We're getting close to the year passing. You've been building well, Strahd's happy. But he wants to discuss to you with the with everything coming so close, the next steps. And I'm not going to RP all of it out. I'll be honest with you. I think I've burnt myself out on Strahd's RP. I just want to keep it clear, right? He needs you to do a few things beyond the border of the mists of Barovia. One of those things is to obtain a power source. And you're aware what these are for a lot of these devices, especially some of the bigger ones. You need soul coins. I'm just going to keep this information clear. There's no roles or anything like that. Soul coins do exist in D&D. They feature in at least one adventure. I think they're in Baldur's Gate 3, actually, when I'm thinking about it.
Yes.
But soul coins
you can use them. Yep.
come from the hells, generally speaking, and are usually souls of people, but devils usually end up using them to power machines. But he's not asking you to go to the Nine Hells. He wants you to go to, surprise, surprise, Requiem, and speak to a broker there who makes arrangements and trades in soul coins. But that's not all. For one of these devices, and you've seen the paperwork and stuff, and it's kind of vague right now because we're still need to iron it out, but anti-magic is needed. He needs you to take the bastard and sail into the astral sea itself and slay an astral dreadnought.
Astral Dreadmont?
Astral dreadnought.
Spell it out. You don't mind? Dreadnought. Okay, yeah. So it's another ship.
It is not a ship. It is a creature of immense size that lives in the astral sea. His eye, like a beholder, similarly enough, can cast out anti-magic. He wants the eye. There's some other interesting lore about them, but I do think that would require... Well, you know what? I think he would give you a breakdown on it. Like, here's all the research on it, right? Because you need to go take care of it. They're very unique creatures in the sense that not only are they powerful, they're very strong. They are scourges in their own right as, like, beasts. Imagine a great white or something like that swimming through the astral sea, but it's massive. Probably bigger than the bastard, even expanded. But if inside of them are demiplanes, and they can eat you, but you're not just taken to a stomach, you're taken to a whole nother plane of existence inside of them. Funny enough, I'm giving you Sir Patrick's story beat.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking of.
For those who don't know, his character on Saturday, Sir Patrick, we organically came up with this thing that he's pretty much... at some point we'd like to do like a Moby Dick 5 for him. There's a big old giant shark that almost killed or pretty much killed, one-shotted Megan's character on that night. And everyone's like, oh shit. But then now he's playing an old man, so now it's like old man in the sea and old man in the fish that got away. But ironically enough, we're hitting a similar beat. If you like it.
The Great Dick.
Yeah, that's where the Great Dick joke came from. There might be some stuff I change and expand on that as I solidify what a lot of this looks like, but that's what he's requiring of you at the moment. Take the bastard.
So just a Sunday thing.
Yep.
Really.
Kill a dreadnought, get its eye, and broker a deal with the soul coin brokers. And I'll have specific names of like, you need to talk to so-and-so family in Requiem.
The more I play in both campaigns, the more I think both campaigns need to be merged, because it's going to take 10 characters to do all this.
Yeah, that'll be pretty fun. I think maybe we'll try that. I think you're onto something there, Rich.
I don't know. I don't think I want to.
I'm being cheesy about it.
I know. Sorry. I'm being funny with it too.
Honestly, I feel like we should pay one of Megan's mortgage payments for like putting this all together.
Any questions, Charlie?
No, I think that sounds like a good plan.
So we're now going to touch on the year, right? Caleb's tipping it off, right? The year is coming to an end. Caleb has these instructions from Strahd to take the ship out and about. Ishka, how has the year gone for you and the Raven Queen? I know we've talked about it, and I don't know if you just want me to say what you said before, where you imagined that after a year, despite, and correct me if I'm wrong, and if this is spoilers, please, or if you don't want them to know, just holler at me. But after a year of being forced to track down evil necromancers, liches, and those doing a lot of up soul magic, and either convincing them to change and stop, destroying their experiments, or destroying them themselves. Doing these missions, sending other Raven Queen acolytes, and you're always pushed to the forefront of your power and your ability. But after a year, do you think terms for you and the Raven Queen are more agreeable? And that you're more open to what she wants?
After Ishka got beat to death, basically, she finally agrees to what the Raven Queen wants.
Okay.
Do not tell that to Shion.
Mhm.
I will
So-
literally kill a god.
So a year has passed. Ishka, all roads lead to Requiem, as the Raven Queen needs you to come on a pilgrimage. You met her face to face in one way. Now she wants you to come to her literal throne and power for great things to come. So, I think you all see what I'm dishing, which is get the Memphis onto the Bastard and go sailing through space. Yay or nay?
Yay.
Yes.
Do I get to fire any guns?
That's up to your captain.
You
We need to keep the peace.
need
So-
to call me Capitan.
No, she does never calls you that.
Did you swap the decks?
So, you now have what's going to come next. Oops. From everyone I've talked to so far, do you have any questions about the seeds and things that I've planted in your little brains, in your stories?
Not about the scenes, but Samaris does need to get another dagger since I did end up taking the Dinya's Dastardly Psychic Dagger returning, but she'll want to acquire another one, which I
actually,
imagine.
do you know this? You and Lindsay both have that item?
No, that's cute.
Yeah, it's from an NPC that they fought,
Aw.
and she grabbed it. I'm just like, wait a second, the two of you have that dagger now. It's fun.
Aw, soul sisters. Which we don't have to go through this today, but I do think at some point in the year she would return home and perhaps have her dad craft her a new one.
Oh, so in the year you do want to go to Sadash and touch on that?
Not Zadash, like go
Or
back
what-
to like her what is it, Allfield, I think she's from originally.
So
Free
just
Zadash?
go check in with your family and then just
Yes.
don't go after the Talons or any of that business.
Yeah.
Okay.
If we have time, but we can always put that off.
No, so funny enough though, I legitimately thought you were just going to stay in Ank'Harel and Marquette, right? Roll a stealth check. All right.
Well, you should really work
Advantage.
on that. You should work on that.
No, the first one was better. I know, my stealth bonus is absolute dog shit.
Oh.
So, above table, people who were looking for you have been keeping an eye out even after all this time. We're able to get in without being noticed. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. All right, so you check in on your father and your family. From what I remember what you sent me, I like to imagine, not have to get too many details of it, but you kind of walk in, and he's like already at work, and he sees you, and he doesn't really say anything. He just points over to some equipment on the side, and like non-verbally telling you that's what you need to work on.
She walks up and starts working on it.
Is that okay? Right?
Yeah.
Am I reading that correctly?
Yeah. No words spoken.
Yep. You just get to work. You take some time just being around your family. Things have been hard in Allfield, as you know from recent past. Above table, I try not to pull too much stuff from Critical Role. A, spoilers. B, even Matt's just like, make the campaigns your own. Don't make everything about what's happened in the shows and stuff. But if you want, we could say like you maybe have a small memory as a child of Allfield being attacked by the gnolls and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So even now, there's like some remnants of that, right? Maybe your father's blacksmithery got destroyed during that, and he's been slowly building himself back up from it. Him and the family. So your parents are both just like very aloof in the sense that gotta get to work, gotta make a little bit of gold, gotta keep the head up, but they don't really give themselves time for leisure and pleasure. Is that okay? Do you like that?
Yeah. No, that's accurate.
All right. So, let's talk about what Shion got up to.
You can go for Archie first if you want. Just because we're short on time.
To be fair, it doesn't matter between the two of you because your guys' story beats aren't gonna like. I don't have anything for you guys to go to Requiem except for the fact that Shion, the last year, you have crippling guilt from cheating on Krivanos this whole time.
I don't
you I made
you don't
a mortal love story, and I'm going
you don't get to decide that one. Okay, all right. So, well, you know what? Because of time, Shion has spent time with the Cobalt Soul, debriefing them on everything that happened, and she is writing a book about it. Shion and the ladies have taken a vacation to the Menagerie Coast. Obviously we have the shop going on, the coffee shop going on.
As a friendly reminder, Menagerie Coast, for me, narratively, because I changed things when I inherited you all. Aside from Samaris, of course, but like if it's you and you said just the lady, so Archie's not there.
No, Archie. Well, okay, Archie can be there, but he has to pay for everything.
In my mind,
Archie's staying home.
Okay. Well, the Menagerie Coast is where you all quote unquote met. I can't remember which port I made. So I was just going to bring that to you guys narratively as like a full circle for you. That's how I established you guys met there. Yeah. But continue.
Okay, so Shion has done some dating, but nothing too serious, more passionate. Than anything else.
On that, just I'll define the fact that your charisma is so high, persuasion so high. It's more or less like people keep falling in love for Shion, and it's just like.
I would say that she has been in communication with Krivianos, and that they have both like agreed that like some time and space to discover who they really are.
That is a discussion you need to have with Tim.
I don't because I don't. That's a discussion you have to because you created Krivianos. I would say that Shion regularly would like try to talk to the Moonweaver, whether she was receptive. It's not my call. And she will spend 0 time regarding Barasaba and has completely left all of that behind. The biggest thing is I always had the seeds of her like taking rubbings of things when we're out and about, and like being interested in archaeology and stuff, she would have started a freelance archaeology venture, and like I feel because of her power and magic and stuff and her experience that she has an advantage. It's up to you, Nate, but on who she'd really be working for. But I would think every once in a while she'd work for the Cobalt Soul.
I definitely think, in my opinion, you've developed a positive relation with Cobalt Soul. I do think I would still require a check if you wanted to join the Cobalt Soul, but as a contractor, building off the relationship you guys set during the campaign, there's still a very strong business relationship there, and very positive, in my opinion. Right?
I don't think she would have joined the Cobalt Soul because every once in a while, she likes to join Samaras for some less than reputable shit. My vision of Shion after a year is she is a lot more like free-spirited and like worried about like prim and proper and stuff like that. Although I think she would still probably be the mom compared to everybody else. I would like to think that it's pretty regular just because Lauren too and Damaris and I had talked about it, that like they would join me on like these dig sites from time to time, if not all the time. I would like to think that we got into some shit. It's funny that you talk about Ishka going off and killing liches and stuff, because earlier tonight I was like, man, I think it'd be cool if in one of these dig sites like Samaras and Archie had to like deal with a lich and call in Ishka and Charlie to help them.
What do you guys think?
Ishka and Caleb.
Caleb, do you guys think he would have picked up the call?
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah, I'll have to think about that. Well, yeah, because I had to take Ishka there.
Yep.
Like, fine.
And
Let's
then
go.
Samaras would take the keys for the ship until you helped us. I don't know. That's up to Megan.
This
Yes.
is random. Charlie, were you listening in on Monday when that came up? Liches get stitches.
No.
So
No.
for me, it's living rent free. I think a lot of you will appreciate this. So on Monday we started and we're talking whatever, and Jeff, some of you guys have played with him on Saturday. He goes, "Liches get stitches," and in the background we could hear his son Fox, who's probably like 10 or something, go, "Liches get stitches." It was so
adorable. It was adorable.
Liches
That was
get
this past
stitches.
Monday?
It was this last Monday. Yeah. Like at the
Oh,
very
yeah,
end
I
of the
didn't hear it.
session.
No, I didn't watch Monday because I was running Strahd.
Yeah.
Versus Strahd.
Anyways, Liches.
Nate, I think it'd be up to you, or I don't know how you would do this. I would like to think that Shion found, and the crew that helped her, found something pretty badass over a year.
It's funny enough, I'm pulling up a random table now, and my thought is to have you roll a D100. Obviously, the higher the roll, the better the item is. Are you cool with that? Obviously, you could roll low, and it might not be that exciting. I don't want to take that.
27.
Okay.
27.
I'm going to try and find the more fun list, though. So give me 1 second. It's been a while since I pulled them up. Where are you? Okay. 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 Ooh. Yeah, I'm glad I picked this table. I feel it's actually kind of strangely, super narratively appropriate for Ankarel and the vibes. A ring of Djinni summoning. So like a genie. A genie?
Jin?
Ginny? This is how they're spelling it. I don't think I've ever seen this like version of it before.
Yeah, that's
Jin.
Jin.
It's just Jin.
Yeah, that's Jin. That's
Or
how. That's the proper spelling of Jin, which is where genie came from. Because genie is without the D. It's very Americanized. But yeah. Bring it.
Legendary.
Nice.
Damn.
Nice.
So if Samaris and Archie were there, do we get to roll as well?
No, because you guys are working for me. For room
Load.
and board.
Yeah, but what if I found something on my own and then kept it to myself?
I'll say this: roll it, but I'm not gonna have everyone be on the legendary one. Unfortunately. It's just-
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Okay.
fair.
Yeah. That's
Fine.
fair. Have each of them roll as well.
Still roll though. There's still cool shit out there. Unfortunately, I just don't want to have a whole bunch of legendary.
Yeah, mine
items
can
get
be
pushed
a
out into the
useless
thing.
trinket. I don't care.
Okay, Archie rolled a 42. Very stupid. You find Archie. You find not a terrible item, but it just might be like this is kind of stupid for Archie to come throw it around.
He like covers it, tosses it behind his back.
I mean, it's still a
What? That's a
very
good. That's
rare
a
item.
good. That's a good item. Don't throw that shit.
He throws it,
Context of a
continues
staff of
digging.
frost, though, I love that. You're like, this
That is literally Shion yelling at you. What are you doing? Oh
Starts
my
digging like a
gosh.
dog again.
Okay, you know what? I don't. No. Oh my god. I've opened up a can of worms.
You do not have to.
No, you do. You do now. You do now.
You could pick 71 off the useless trinkets table.
It's a fortress, like instant fortress.
Samaris,
What? Someone got an instant fortress?
you find a bottle. Very beautiful, ornate little bottle. The stopper on the top of it. Just waiting and begging to be pulled open. I'm not going to kill your character.
Should she check for traps
Yeah.
first?
Yeah, you check for traps. There's nothing apparent about it as being a trap.
She opens it.
Okay. Roll a D100 for me.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
Just kidding. You did just kill the universe.
Oh shit.
It's fine, we almost did that.
Oh god.
97.
Oh,
What?
damn.
What?
Why,
No,
are you
no.
breathing- why are you breathing so heavily?
Did you insta kill? Did you insta kill yourself?
I broke the game.
Oh,
Is it a
God.
ring of wish?
Oh my god.
A genie comes out.
Oh no!
Oh!
Don't do it! Don't do it, Smash!
Between a 91 and 100, the Ifriti can cast the wish spell 3 times for you.
No!
Oh,
No!
Wish or after 1
Don't
hour.
do it! Don't do it! He'll warp
What?
it.
I'm
Warp it.
hyperventilating. Oh my god.
Oh my god, this isn't real. I take it all back. I'm not.
I'm like, you guys don't get legendary items. I was like, well, if you rolled a 1 to 10, you guys fight. 11 to 90, it serves you for an hour, essentially. About 91 to 100.
Oh my god.
You have 1 hour to cast 3 wishes.
Oh
You,
my god.
I'm doing this with complete knowledge, right? That you can do whatever you want, Samaris. Though the spell wish is complex. So definitely 100% put yourself in the shoes of what Samaris would do with it. You will not bother me if you solve things with it or try to and stuff. Wish is very interesting, right? There's a certain things in it that are very straightforward and no problem, right? But if you go out beyond those like very straightforward, we broke it down to what you can do with it. That's when it gets weird, right? You can say like, I want to destroy the universe, right? And I, as the DM, decide what that means. But the weird thing is, if you do something outside of the parameters that are very well defined, there's a 33% chance that you can never cast Wish again. Which in this case, unfortunately, I would keep it to be pretty close to the to the point. The genie would not be able to cast it, right? So I don't want to put you on the spot, but you do have an hour as Samaris as this genie has come out of a bottle.
Yeah, I wish for 1,000 more wishes. No, I'm just kidding.
What wishes do you ask for?
Sorry,
Is
I
the
taste
one
music
that's
of this.
granting 10 creatures that you can see resistance to a damage type you choose, is that just like forever?
Does it say there's a time limit on it?
No.
No, because the next one says
forever.
immunity to for 8 hours. Okay.
That you
Oh,
can
God.
see. So I will say, that, well, you know what? You did say that you asked him to come and fight a lich. So let's just say this is what you
Yep.
found the lich. I'll give you guys that. So all of you are together as this is happening. Like, you might not realize it. Maybe it's just a private moment between Samaris, but you see all of the Misfits.
Okay. I don't know if this is a good choice, but I'm just gonna go with it. Feels on theme. Resistance to necrotic damage for all of us.
Resistance. So, okay. Every one of the Misfits now has resistance to necrotic damage.
Maybe people already had that. I don't know.
Wow.
One object of up to 25,000 GP in value that isn't a magic item. Oh my god, I'm stressed. I'm sweating, guys.
No, this is a lot. I'm like half sorry, but
Wow.
also so excited.
No, I like wanna, as much as I wanna like take time and think about it, I'm just like, what's like the most expensive dagger that isn't a magic dagger?
A 25,000 gold.
Gold
I
dagger.
was like,
What if it was a dagger made of Vadium?
Oh,
oh,
Ooh, that's fun. That's actually really cool.
wait,
Again,
what is that?
Vadium is my homebrew, but it's the god diamond, this substance that cannot be moved or shaped other than by gods. So essentially, you have a completely indestructible diamond dagger, and obviously, I would work with you to turn that into like a statistically cool weapon if you wanted that.
Okay, yeah, let's go with that.
Hold off on the last one because I want to check something for you because
Okay.
wishes come up so rarely, right? Funny enough, I introduced a ring of wishes in Monday, but they're level 15. They just killed a big giant demigod dragon, so stuff like that was appropriate. Not saying it's not, but I want to check something real quick.
Oh my god. I make one decision to be an archaeologist. We do some dice rolls, and here we are. A DM's biggest fear is how to handle a wish spell 3 times.
I was already in the back of my mind going, they're gonna find some cool stuff, right? So let's like, you guys are also
that's
level
cool.
12 now, so we're supposed to be getting into funner.
I'm glad you're.
items and
I'm
stuff.
glad you're open to it. I'm glad you're.
Sorry,
open.
I'm trying to find. Here we go. So I do think this is important. Give me one moment while I do some research.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make a thing to show you guys how to automatically add resistance to yourself in D&D Beyond.
Oh, I already did mine.
Okay. Well, in case somebody doesn't know.
Does anyone else want an expensive item? I'm not gonna fuck around with the
we
beyond
still-
the scope.
I'm not gonna lie. If it
Another
wasn't for the
waste of-
fact that it would be a bit uncool, I would have been like, everybody is resistant to slashing, bludgeoning, and piercing. But that would be a lot. I think doing
Isn't it say
resistance.
one type of resistance? Or was it?
But
more
she has
than that?
3 wishes. She has 3
Oh, you're saying cast it 3
yeah,
times.
but here's
Yeah.
the reason why I wouldn't do that, because, as Nate said, wish can really mess things up, and as a player, I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah, and if
Something like
we,
that's fine to me, to be completely honest with you. But you know,
but since I'm already resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing, would I become immune to it?
No.
what I was doing, Megan, for your own consideration, was that the recreate spells option, which above table real quick, just because, you know, the hope is for us always to get the high levels, and, you know, one day maybe spellcasters can get wish, you'll find more items. I recently learned a very interesting thing about the replicate thing that wasn't apparent to me, which is you can replicate any spell, but any spell also doesn't cost items. But let's say you were casting a magnificent mansion, which has a casting time of like a minute or 10 minutes or something. Wish allows you to cast that as an action, right? Just in the future, that's one of the coolest strategic things ever, because the next thing you know, you're in the middle of a fight, and you're like, I'm going to cast Magnificent Mansion with my wish in the middle of this fight against Vecna, and it'd be possible, right?
Resurrection.
Well, but I thought that it only stays around for like an hour.
It depends on the spell, right?
Or sorry, not the spell. Like having this, like she has an hour to make these wishes.
Oh yeah, right. That was more of an above table, like, just for you guys know, for those who would like to think about mechanics, if we ever get wish again and your character has it, think of this.
Okay.
I never knew that because it comes up so rarely. But for you, I legitimately was taking a moment to look at resurrection spells. And I think True Resurrection is a 9th level spell. So unfortunately it wouldn't work. And I just want to look at specifics. I'm not saying that you would do or want to do, but I did think it was fair with what you're dealing with, right? And not to steer you. If I'm giving you too much, please feel free to yell at me and be like, I would prefer just to be instinctual, and I'll shut the fuck up.
No, I appreciate you looking into it, because I just assumed that was like, that would be part of the beyond the scope. I wasn't thinking about the spells, but yeah, no, that works, because I wouldn't have wanted to do it anyway, and like just be like, oh, all right, we fixed it. Yay.
Yeah. It's up to you if you think it's fun, right? Because I'll be honest with you, if you did it, you wouldn't bother me, right? So it's up to you, but you do have your last wish, so we can jump back into it.
Yeah, she'll create another waystone. That's less than 25,000, right?
Ooh, shit, that's a good call. I was gonna say, wish that Prolex's restaurant shut down.
The waystone is a magic item, right? Doesn't it say it has to be magic,
shit.
right?
Yeah.
So one thing I will tell you to have a little fun here, right, is that if you go out the parameter ones, right, with that 33% chance, if there's a failure, keep in mind it's not you not being able to cast wish ever again, right? It's not, you know, the genie is a genie. So feel free to be flexible and think outside the box. I really don't see any really terrible repercussions for you. So like, if you want to do you want spitballs, or do you just want to keep thinking for yourself?
No, I want spitballs, because I don't know what to use this last wish
Turn
on.
the coffee shop into a franchise. You know, I was thinking of the coffee shop. It's like, you wish Perlux's shop to disappear.
Or we poof into a giant mansion, Misfits mansion on the top of the Oncorel Hill.
Hey, what about this? What about this? A lot of people got lost in our adventure. What if you wish them back as they originally were?
Got lost?
You know what? That's gonna break shit. Never mind. I've had a few drinks. Don't listen to me anymore tonight, guys.
And it's one of those things too, like, I'm not going to try and, like, there is, like it's stated even in the spell, there is a very much, you might not get exactly what you wish for, right? Because interpretation. I'll try my best not to, but like, I don't want to be like, you wish for a mansion, but it's the size of a dollhouse. You know, like, I'm not going to do that, right?
No.
Is the mansion going to have some haunted shit in it?
I'm going to stop feeding. I want this to be Megan's complete choice.
I do think I have something, and that is to expand the bastard. So that each of us have our own quarters.
Can we have a gym? Put in a gym.
And a small gym.
Be careful for what you wish for. For as Calem's ship comes into view, it is the most, sorry, I'm saying these words, biggest throbbing penis you've ever seen in your life. It's super expensive.
Dick and ball shaped.
I'm just kidding. I know you described it with bones. And stuff.
The electronics of it and the steamwork of it are like pulsing veins.
Gross.
I do not recall that all being a part of my wish.
What I really like to imagine is some kid somewhere who's like, I'm a bastard. And it's like suddenly it's just gonna like, Dad, I don't, or like, or he doesn't have a father because he's a bastard. He's like, I don't feel so good. And he's just gonna start, all these little parts of him are gonna start bursting out as rooms expand off of him. He's like, ah! So now somewhere out there is this fucked up version of, yeah.
So how would this work? Would Charlie just be working on it and suddenly like it would just like
Expand and kill him.
morph around him?
To be fair,
and
I
there'd
did
be
say
all
that
this
you
other...
guys are here, right? You all got that resistance and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah,
So
yeah.
the bastard is probably parked outside and with all the newer looks of Calum's. So I don't think any of you realize this is happening, right? Because in character, I don't want you guys bombarding Samara's and Samara's just acting instinctively. But yeah. So Vadium Dagger, which we're gonna turn that into, I guess it says not magical. We'll do something with that. We'll do something.
We'll do something. Really cool. Yeah.
The ship getting bigger, and what's the other one? My brain's
the necrotic resistance.
Necrotic resistance, right? And then the genie goes back into the bottle. Oh, that's so funny.
I just imagine Archie like in the background of this conversation of Samara's talking to this genie. He's like, "It's out of workout room.
I don't workout room."
Wait. Yeah, you turn around, you see this as like the last thing's going out. You're like, you immediately understand what's at stake here, and you spout it out. And then for those of you like, wait, what's happening? You see Samaris, there's this really strange ethereal figure in front of her, and then just explodes in smoke. Oh, so funny. I love wishes actually as a DM. Most of my players aren't like brats about it. Like, I wish that the bad guys were dead. You know, like you could.
I need to find this.
There's the fun in that.
Well,
exactly.
Yeah.
Most of you guys want the narrative.
I need the stat block for a gin.
It's an Afriti. Or
while wearing this ring, you speak its command as an action. Summon a particular djinn from the elemental plane of air. The djinn appears on an occupied space. You choose 120 feet of you. It remains as long as you concentrate to a maximum of 1 hour, or until it drops to 1 hit point or 0 hit points. Then it returns home. While summoned, the djinn is friendly to you and your companions. It obeys your commands you give it, no matter what language you use. If you fail to command it, it defends itself against attackers but takes no other actions. After the djinn departs, it can't be summoned again for 24 hours, and the ring becomes non-magical if the djinn dies.
The thing is, right, you're
That's
Shion.
insane.
You're an archaeologist, right?
Yeah.
So, one moment. My answer is a GIF, so make sure you see the GIF.
How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? You speak
Are
the
you
words
honorable or not, Shion?
I was there when it was written. How dare you?
That used to be one of my buddies' like favorite lines. That belongs at a museum. Every single one.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Now I work. Now if you're gonna go that route, we need to come up with the conditions of my being hired.
No, I'll be honest. Like, I mean, 100% do whatever. You can keep that item, but like, if you took a legendary ring like that to the Cobalt Soul, you would get paid a fuck ton of money. You know, like.
Okay, what's a fuck ton of money? Tell me that number.
Let's look at the item real quick. It's a legendary item.
Ring
right off the back, and that it can summon a djinn, and you can. It sounds like you can choose which elemental. Like, I looked it up. Afriti is a fire genie, right? From the
this is elemental plane of air.
Of air, so it's an air one, so it is specific.
Air. Yeah.
If you sold it to him, I'm literally thinking like 40,000 gold.
Sold.
Gold.
Sold. So I will sell that to only the Cobalt Soul and whatnot. and they have to, as part of it, they have to give me unlimited access to the restricted section.
Roll a persuasion check. DC is 28.
Persuasion. Hold on,
I know,
because
I know, I know.
you want to know what? You want to know what? Actions, limited uses, knowledge from the past.
Oh my god.
Ah!
Can you use that on charisma checks? I thought that had to be on knowledge checks.
Ability checks.
Just in general. Cool. I don't remember, but I'm totally
ability checks. No, one less. You know, it's fate. Okay, I will take my 40k to say I have 40k. Oh man. So.
Question does, as you're like making that petition, he's like, we know what you do, Samaris. I know what you do, Samaris. It's hard. It's hard. You're close though. You're close.
I lean into her and I say, I know that Samaris is teaching you self-defense and infiltration. Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
you get a reroll.
yeah. I get a reroll? Okay, hold on. Oh no, it's worse. It's worse. There's no way, even with a 6, I can't do it. Yeah, it's worse. No. Okay, I'll take my 40k, but her and I both hug and agree to hush. Oh man,
So
that's funny.
Any last little comments as we kind of wrap it up, bring you all back together after a year, and then we'll pick up with that in the next session.
Archie.
Oh, poor Archie.
Yeah, sorry, Lauren.
Well, I was going to put a point out there that ties into Archie, which is that the main reason that Samaris wanted to go and visit her original family is if you were able to kind of look into that scene a la clairvoyance, you'd see that she has a brother whose name is Olaren. Ollie, she calls him. And if you were looking in on that, you would notice that he is quite similar in personality and a little bit in looks to Archie.
Interesting.
Is he a werewolf?
No.
Look what I can do.
He's also a widow.
You're like, no!
No!
To be completely fair, sorry, my brain is fried. Honestly, next session, I don't see any reason why we can't open up with going through Lauren Archie's backstory stuff, because I think there will be a lot of entertainment there. Because remember, I am leaning up to November, so I'm honestly, I feel like for the next session, touching on Archie Lauren stuff really is not an issue.
I would also really like to have Archie have to defend his title in the ring versus Rex.
I do think it should
because you requested I would do that, and I will do that, but there has to be the narrative roles.
He'll lose. That's okay though. I don't really have a whole lot of stuff for Archie. It's basically he's just keeping up his title as the champion, and yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, let's pick up next week with it at the beginning, and then we'll let that breathe a little bit and see if improv takes us anywhere unique. Because I do want to bring back Sneeze and talk to you about the vision of the white fang over here. It'll be very interesting.
Oh yeah.
Also, Rick.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah, the most important thing for me was you guys get the setup and make sure we're on board for Spelljammer in space.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. All right, guys.
Man,
GGs.
one freaking number away